Alrighty, lads. I am here. Nah, it's just it's like the default Stream Elements bot because I use Stream Elements to multi-stream now, and for like my chats and stuff. Like the fact that the chat is right there on screen, and the YouTube one will appear. No, this is the YouTube one, and the Twitch one appears on the other side. That's all Stream Elements. So that's like a bot that also goes into the chats that I can use to like auto mod if I want to. I haven't set it up, but it's an option. But yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh shit, I gotta hit on the heater. Woo! It's cold in here, Jesus. It feels cold in here, and I was just out in the garage having my smoke, so. Ugh. Gelson Andre. What hell? Well, I live in the greed part of hell personally. That's where I'm currently located. Also, let me turn this down. That's okay. I'm not crazy. There's something about Hod's battle. It sounds like a Discord notification. Like when the clap happens. I'm not crazy. Like, you hear that? It might not be loud enough for you guys, but it sounds like there's a a Discord notification sound effect in the song. I love your videos of Ultra Custom Night. I'm glad. That was a fun series while we were doing it. It's like a thing, Ultra Custom Night feels like the olden days now. Well, we've been on our Project Moon arc right now. And in fact, a very exciting step in our Project Moon, I'm finally going to be playing Limbus Company. We're not finished Ruina quite yet, but I spoke with chat, and you guys said I could probably get like 20 to 30 hours into Limbus before I have to worry about anything regarding Ruina spoilers. So that should be a thing, because I still have to finish Ruina. I'm like ultra endgame of Ruina. For those who know, I'm at the Pluto fight. But I want to take a break from Ruina and start Limbus, at least now. Because, like, the Reverb Ensemble has been, God, it's been, I don't want to say a slog, because that implies I haven't been enjoying it. I have been, but man, it is exhausting to do that many boss fights back to back to back to back. So, I need a break. Limbusting it, indeed. The one and only Meat Muncher. Bro. That is... like, how many letters is that? It's peak name. It's also one of the longest names I've ever seen. Like, it looks weirdly long. Because you have it all as, like, one word, quote-unquote, it looks very long. You're Brazilian? Cool, cool. Yes, I've had, honestly, a good handful of people from Brazil has watched my YouTube content. Like, primarily the Ultra Custom Night stuff. I haven't looked at my, like, demographics in a long time. But to be fair, I haven't really been posting videos, though. Like, I have plans to get back to posting videos. It's primarily going to be asymmetrical horror content. Not even necessarily similar to what I do on stream. I do want to do more asims on stream, though. But, yeah, coming back, I want to do stuff like Dead by Daylight, Deceit 2, Carnival Hunt, Identity V. Like, I don't want to just do... Jeez, again. God, that was like a big-ass burp. Holy shit. That's freaking having a Coca-Cola. But, yeah, I don't want to just do DBD. I want to do, like, a lot of ASIMs and just, like, you know, give my thoughts on them. What got me into Project Moon? I was just a fan of LobCorp when it came out. So, I'll explain, because you're new to the chat. I'll just call you Meat Muncher. So, the situation is, I played LobCorp when it first came out a long time ago. Like, this is a long time ago. And I love LobCorp is one of my favorite games of all time. Since then, I've beaten it like 10 times, like in true ending. I never ended up playing Ruina when it came out. And a big reason for that is I just didn't have the time, but also, I remember at the time I was a bit annoyed that the sequel to LobCorp became pretty much like a turn-based battle game, right? That's what initially made me not touch it, and then for like a long time that annoyance kind of went away, and it's more of like I wanted to play it, it was just I never got the time. So over the past, God, how long have we been playing Ruina now? Over the past like 3 months, it feels like. Maybe not that much, but it's been at least like 2 months, I'd say, at this point. Like, absolutely. But yeah, so the past like couple months I've been playing through Ruina for the first time, and I have all of that. Yeah, no, and Limbus I have not touched. Like I said, I played Ruina for the first time, like within the last couple months. Starting Limbus today, and then yeah, LobCorp. I've beaten LobCorp like 10 times over the course of all the years since it's been out. God, when did it even release? This was a while ago. What do I even know about Limbus? Not shit. I know nothing about it. I know that the only thing I know is that it's the combat is like maybe a little bit similar to Ruina in the fact that it's like turn-based battle, but I don't think it's the same though. I'm fairly sure there's a different like combat style. I know it's live service, quote unquote, which means it's constantly getting an update. I know there's gacha mechanics, but other than that, I really know nothing. They share similarities. Hopefully I won't have too much of a learning curve then. You play Minecraft? I mean, yeah. Well, I do that thing where, like, a lot of you guys can probably relate to. You get, like, together with a group of friends. You all start a Minecraft server. You play it non-stop for, like, 2 weeks, and then you just stop playing it. And then in another couple months, you do it all over again. You don't have to worry about that? Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, because I'm not, like, a gacha player. I have not played, like, Honkai Star Rail, what's the other one? Genshin Impact. I haven't played any of those games. But obviously, I know the world of Project Moon, and I love it a lot. And I am also very happy to hear, well, my chat for Vor was saying, Limbus is comparatively a much easier game, which is like, thank Christ, because I need the break. Oh, man. Alright. Well, I think we've had a good enough intro. It's been like 20 minutes. Well, 10 minutes of like the starting soon screen, and then 10 minutes of yapping. Limbus Company. I downloaded it last night, and I'm ready. I've seen this guy. Again, I don't know who he is. I don't know what he does. I think I've heard names of some characters in chat, because like obviously a lot of the guys who are in chat especially when I was playing Ruina, they're people who are up to date on Limbus, so they know like all the new stuff, right? So they'll say names, and I'd imagine I'll learn who the characters are now. I'm new here, finally seeing a stream of someone who has played the other games as well. Playing it for the first time, yes. No, it's exciting because like I'm gonna go more into this in depth when I finish Ruina, but I will say I liked Ruina a lot more than I was expecting to. I thought I was gonna like it, but I didn't really expect how much I would have liked Ruina, which is surprising. Obviously, I still like LobCorp more. It's just that unique, gameplay of running an SCP facility, quote unquote, will always be just, God. It's one of a kind. It is truly one of a kind game. So that's why LobCorp will always be on top for me. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised at Ruina. Pleasantly surprised. I knew it was a good game, but like as I mentioned before, I had a little bit of bias against it. So I'm glad it surprised me. Now Limbus, again, I don't really have any opinion on it. I was like, I know very little, and I know it's just ongoing and it's like the main thing. And I'm fairly sure, from what I've seen, just in general, it feels like most of the fan base started because of Limbus. Like a lot of Project Moon, Project Moon fans, I'll hear them say like they have like the game they played was Limbus. So it's very interesting that like this is the one that got a lot of people in. And like a lot of people start with Limbus and then they go back and play LobCorp and Ruina. I've seen some boys do that. And I play Undertale. I played Undertale a long time ago, back again around when it first came out. I haven't really played it since. So we're talking like, you know, how many years ago did the Undertale come out? Was it like 2016? God, that's just a complete guess. For LobCorp as well, yeah. I think like Ruina was very good. If LobCorp was a 10, Ruina was a 9. Like, honest to God, it was very good. I say was. I haven't finished it yet. Like I said, I'm at the Pluto fight in Ruina right now, but I suppose we'll just launch it now. Let me just... I'll pause that. Hollow Knight, your OST is peak. Oh, wow. All the warnings on the side. I suppose I gotta wait till... Well, I can F11 if I want to. Face the sin, save the ego. Sign with Steam. Agree to both these. I gotta be able to go downloading. It won't have insufficient storage. Oh God, I gotta. This is this is always the issue with not launching a game. Oh, the wings, the city and the nests. Imagine the music's a bit loud, but city and nests. We understand the unique situation you find yourself in, Executive Manager. Allow us to lay down a number of key facts about our world here. In case you've become unfamiliar with your surroundings, we live in a massive city divided into 26 districts. Each district has a central area called the Nest, whose inhabitants are under the protection of the corporate entity overseeing the district, much like a bird brooding its eggs, the wing and its feathers. Alas, the corporation's protection doesn't extend beyond the Nest boundaries. Dwellers of the back streets have to fend for themselves. Hey, Nemo! Oh yeah, a lot of these are Hana Association, Zwei, Full Stop, Streetlight. Yeah, thankfully I've got that solid internet and beast of a PC, so this will go not too bad. Why is F11 not working? I'm sure I can fix it once we get into the settings. I'll have to set it to full screen. The wings. This term does not refer to birds' bodily structure. God. Carbonated drink, son. However, one can't deny that a wing's role resembles that of a bird caring for its nest. The wings are a collective term used to refer to the 26 biggest conglomerates in the city. These wings contribute to the quality of life in the city via astounding technological feats known as singularities. Yeah, quality of life in the city. Under the jurisdiction of a wing, the citizens of each nest enjoy comfortable and safe lives. However, that changes the moment a wing is snapped or plucked of its feathers. Historically, the fall of a wing has accompanied events of considerable magnitudes. In time, a new wing will rise to fill that vacant spot. In the meantime, though, no one can guarantee your safety in its fallen nest. Yeah, well, we saw how in Ruina, after LobCorp dissolved, Nest L was a war zone between Index, Thumb, R-Corp was in there. W Corp got in because of the... Well, W Corp was in because of the library. Just trying to recognize some stuff here. I'll try and recognize some Incephalin. Okay. Incephalin, yummy. Give me more. We have Nemo. What are you from? Are you from... You're from Molar Office. Yes, Molar Office. Dawn Office. Gaze Office. The Liu. The Shi. Wedge Office. The City. Oh. Oh, it's the first time I'm seeing like a map of the city. Oh, I want to see more of that. I've never actually seen like a map of the city. Lobotomy Corporation. Face the fear, build the future. There's a web novel which explains the backstory of one of the first characters you meet in Limbus. Yeah, I know. There's like a few novels, isn't there? Or like books. There's one for LabCorp. I never read it. And there's one for Rune as well, I think. Yeah, I gotta get to those. How long are they? Like, is it... Like, I ask because I wonder if it's something I could actually do on stream. I feel like that could be cool. But if it's like a novel, then... I honestly know nothing about the books. A, B, and C. So the further out in the alphabet you are, the further out you are toward the outskirts. Which is interesting. So L, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, S, L. L would be probably further along the border of the city. Big Bird. Abnormalities. Welcome back. You just changed your name? Hello, normal. Welcome in, welcome on in. I'm just downloading an update. Don't mind me. I didn't launch the game till now. "20 chapters long." I'd have to see what I would do for something like that. This screen is really cool, though. Oh, I can keep going. Lobotomy Corporation. Former wing that was located in Nest L. Lobotomy Corporation, or L Corp, LC for short, was an energy company that produced an ample supply of power for the city. The corporation has fallen since the White Nights and Dark Days incident, and the spot of Nest L's wing remains unclaimed to this day. Because the former L Corp's electric grids have encompassed the city, its branches were built in various places. Though these branch facilities have all fallen to ruin with the collapse of the wing, you should still be able to find valuable goods, along with possibly the most dangerous beings you'll face. Yeah. If you have to pillage and loot any wing facility, LobCorps is probably not a good idea. God knows what abnormalities are just chilling there. The download, true. Yeah, no, Destroyman, I was a goof and didn't actually launch it and and download the thing. But it's probably gonna take me straight into, well, no, it'll send me back to the main menu. Look, it was better safe than sorry. The golden bows. Within the depths of these facilities lie the golden bows, the essence of Lobotomy Corporation's energy production technology. what's left of it. Its appearance, exactly the name suggests, a tree branch radiating a golden glow. Your objective as an executive manager is to obtain the golden bows. Of course, any denizen of the city will be attracted by the promise of the infinite possibilities these items possess. The task of retrieval will not be as easy as grabbing goods from a convenience store. We implore you to collect all the golden bows with prudent decision making. You just pop out and pop back in. Is it like background download? I mean, obviously I could just minimize this, but I'm just reading. Abnormalities. The Lobotomy Corporation used to produce energy using creatures they dubbed abnormalities. Yeah, there's Big Bird. As the term suggests, these peculiar Christ entities range from unfathomably bizarre and terrifying creatures to outwardly unremarkable beings capable of causing potential catastrophic events as a result of incorrect management procedures. Never happened in my spot, tell you that. After the wing's unexpected and swift collapse, most of the branches were subject to a burial protocol, trapping those creatures underground alongside the likely oblivious employees. Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? Oh, so there is many buried LobCorp branches where the abnormalities are all still trapped down there. Yeah, so my point about never looting one of them, my point exactly. Stick to that principle. Collecting golden bowls is our objective. Peak. Who would you say is your favorite character in Project Moon games so far? Gabera. Next question. No, but honestly, if you look at my YouTube thumbnails for all of the Runa streams, Alcor branches are where most likely the golden balls are located. So what you're telling me is I'm gonna have to ignore my own advice. Gotcha. This has been stuck on 68.16. Are you good? By now the employees have most likely passed away, but abnormalities don't succumb easily. You can expect them to still prowl the ruins of these sealed facilities. Five Nights at Candies? Actually, you do gotta do max mode on Five Nights at Candies. I might have to relaunch. Hopefully you wouldn't kept all of that.
Limbus Company.
Limbus Company. Oh yeah, another 8.9 gigabytes. Let's continue reading, I suppose. Ego. Lobotomy Corporation was said to have possessed technology, allowing them to extract weapons and armor from the abnormalities. It is speculated to be created using a technology that manifests their inner sides in material form, but unfortunately, we were unable to recover any means to replicate it. So Cogito is a mystery lost to time, then. Damn it. And I wanted to use Cogito. Relevant departments predict that your sinners will be able to manifest ego of their own depending on their course of action. In addition, they expect ego from enemies to be available via emotion attachment. So, sinners. Is that like our nuggets? Or what? Yeah, once we really get in, I can get into an options menu. I'll adjust stuff like audio, because the music is very loud right now. So there's the main characters. You will manage, yeah? Okay. So I'd imagine I'll get very familiar with them throughout the course of this game. This very long game from what I hear. So, this is just, okay, you want to start getting into theory territory? Here's a little bit of my own crackpot theory, going off of knowing nothing about this game. I feel like Limbus Company is the whole point that we're trying to become the new L Corp. Like, again, that could be completely off, but is that like what the whole gist is? Obviously, don't answer that question if that is the case, but it's just... Obviously, after Ruina, the L Corp spot is still very much up for grabs. And I mean, we're Limbus Company, you know? It's a theory a lot of people have. It definitely is like, it's one of those things where it's just like very symbolic. If that's like the right term. It's like, it would make sense. One game, especially after playing through Ruina, one game I'd like to see Project Moon make is a game where, oh man, imagine where you could, like, okay, let me just say what I was going to say first before I like go off on my little tangent, but a game where you run a fixer office or a syndicate and you can choose. Like, early in the game you could choose whether to be a fixer office or a syndicate or maybe a mix of both. But it'd be cool if you could also just be like a citizen in the city. Like a RPG where you're just a denizen of the city. And you can become a fixer, you can become a syndicate, you can run your own fixer office, you can run your own syndicate, or you could do anything else. Like, I feel like that'd be nuts. Like, if Project Moon could actually make a game like that go good, that'd be sick. You're normal on another account. Okay, so you just hopped over to the Twitch side. Yes, yes. Enkephalin. This refers to the form of energy lobotomy corporation produced. While commonly known as a source of electricity, it's not the only use for it. This green substance, which normally exists in liquid form, is known to induce a considerable sense of relaxation. The former L Corp administered appropriate doses of enkephalin to its employees, suffering under great amounts of stress for increased work efficiency. However, overdose or exposure to unrefined forms of the substance, well, let's just say, didn't seem to end well. Tutorial of this game is buns, but you will figure it out later. Oh. The tutorial for Project Moon is always buns. I'm sure we'll get through her. Well, if they made it better, maybe we'll have a better time. Because I will say, Project Moon has never been good at making tutorials, at least from what I've played so far. That is what it is. Have I played FNAF World before? Yes, of course. FNAF World's a good time. Chat has in the Discord, people have discussed if I should just, like, play through the entirety of FNAF World in one stream, while absolutely plastered off my mind. Is P plus enter? What? Auto battle my way through it? Win rate is the solution. Indeed. Oh. We're almost there, boys. Almost there. Is that a warp train? That's W Corp. I saw that. Sin or in a chain. The sin resonance activates, strengthening your attacks. This is all words that mean nothing to me, but eventually will be bread and butter.
뛰어봤자 벼룩이라는 걸.
Every identity has a combat passive and a support passive. Oh, passive attribution? Is this game bugging right now? Let me relaunch again. It should be downloaded, so maybe I could just launch it straight up now. An abnormality's parts may have differing resistances and behavior. Excuse me?
이제 알았어? 뛰어봤자 벼룩이라는 걸.
Wolf. Do you see now? You can't run from us. You dare interrupt me just as I was engraving that you must be out of your
엄밀히 따져보면 스승님이 하려는 게 도시의
technically speaking, yes, options. Here we go, actually. We turn this down a good bit. Maybe not that low, it's a bit low. Let me know if that's at a good level. Okay. Technically speaking, I can't tell you that our master's plan doesn't really break any of the city's taboos. It's just the kind of thing that no one has ever dared to even consider attempting. You catch my drift? Huh? Would you look at that? Panther. That's pretty nuts, Axe. You managed to get a different head in so fast. To people like you always come prepared. Me. So am I literally clocked, dude? Just wait till I get the likes you will be no match for.
아무래도 저 대가리엔 입까지는 없는 모양인데.
What are these guys looking at? Read messages logs, by the way? Yeah. I guess the new noggin doesn't come with a mouth, huh? And that's the wolf. Well, you're a short little thing. Yep. All I can hear is the clock ticking. You think they're screaming on the inside? The ticking's gotten faster, so I guess they still feel pain. Damn it. Why am I being attacked? Not good. Memory decay already? The was done too quick. Huh? They've gone quiet already. Let's get this over with. No one ever comes here, Wolf. There are no eyes on us, so what's the hurry? Must follow her teachings. We can't drag on any longer. Yeah, but can't we just savor the moment? We're not going to get another chance to off someone of this caliber. You have a tendency to grow far too emotional on a job, Lion. Don't mix business with pleasure. Shame. I so wanted to have a look at your face. I reckon you won't tell us where your star is, yes? Star isn't star of the city? Like hell I am. I'm taking location to the grave with... So I think they are referring to a star of the city. This particular star is a person. Whoever this guy is hiding their location. Damn it. Where was supposed to be again? My memories are fading too quickly.
그렇군.
Right.
입이 없었지.
No mouth.
자연히
Which means
그것을
that
찾을
this
방법도
one can't tell us how to find it.
이자에게서-
그럼 이제 끝내도 돼?
Can we finish them off and move on then?
그래.
Sure. Huh?
이거 무슨 소리야?
Hey, what's that noise?
표범. 설마 뒤에다가
Let yourself get
추적자들을
tailed,
데려다?
Panther.
아니, 쫓아올 자는 아무도
No,
없었어.
I can't think of anyone who tracked me
짐승이군요.
down. Just a wild animal, perhaps?
짐승
That-
소리가 아니야.
Well, I mean, what kind of animals are gonna make that sound? But, I mean, it's the city. Doesn't sound like any animal I can think of. That's
버스.
a bus.
저런 게 어떻게 여기까지
How did it even
굴러들어왔지?
end up here?
조난당한 버스인가 본데?
Must have taken a wrong turn.
길을 잘못 든 죄값은 생각보다
Quite the
무거울
steep price you're about to pay of what for that wrong turn. Damn. Get rolled over. Did line just get pushed back? Pushed back. I think line got flattened.
여전히 내 눈이 틀림없다면
Oh.
당신은 영광의 항구에
If my
이르겠지.
eyes are still right, then you will not fail to reach the port of glory. Who are you? The nameplate says Faust.
어두운 숲에서
You've
길을
lost your way
잃었군요.
in a dark forest. Well, let's get the fuck out of here before any birds show up. What?
하지만 당신은 두렵지
Yet you were
않았어요.
not overcome with fear.
왜일까요?
Why was that? That's because I could simply lift my head to find the star.
그래요.
That's right.
이제 그 형상을
Now keep
꺼내면서
revisiting that image
제가
and let your
하는
heart speak
말을
those
마음으로
words
외치세요.
aloud.
너의 별을 따라가거라.
Last words before getting rammed. Follow your star. Follow your star. At that moment, I felt a sudden thump in my head, followed by the sensation of multiple chains penetrating me. Okay, Pinhead, where you at, brother?
걱정하지 마세요.
Please don't
정말로
worry.
심장을 못 쓰게
Your heart
된
is
게
still
아니니까.
functional, though it may feel otherwise.
이것으로 계약은 완료되었습니다.
With this, the contract is sealed.
단테, 이제 저희는 당신의 시간에
Oh, this is
계속되었습니다.
Dante. I've heard that name a lot. Dante, from this day forth, we are bound to your time. Dante. Yes, I've heard that name a lot. What do you...
이제 저희의 심장이 멎고 뛰면 당신의 시각이
The beating of our
어디로
hearts now
취하는지에
depends
따라
on where
달렸습니다.
your hands fall.
잘 부탁드려요.
I hope you'll make a fine leader. Our.
정말 이걸로 된 건가요?
Ishmael? Sinner number 8. Okay, so these are one of my people. Is that really everything?
사과 한 알이 떨어졌소.
Yisang. I feel like I've heard that name. A single apple has fallen. This guy's still not making any sense.
찌뿌둥해. 이제 움직여도 되는 거지?
Sinner number 9. Rodoin? Obviously, let me know how to pronounce any names. Jeez, so it was killing me. Are we finally getting some action? Dante is 10. Okay, so we have 9 of these guys aside from Dante then. Gregor, I've absolutely heard that name. Sinner 13? Rodya? Yeah, I've heard of you. Well, a little warm-up wouldn't hurt.
불쌍하게 나뒹굴고 있는 저
Otis.
우리의 마지막
What's that
경기 될지
miserable thing writhing on the ground? Are they to be the newest addition to the squad?
말 조심하는 게 좋을
You might want to watch your
또
tone.
상사가 될 뿐이래.
I heard that's our soon-to-be boss.
습격은 순식간이었을 텐데. 용케
Must
머리를
have been an
숨겼군요.
instant ambush. Yet you still managed to hide your head. I'm just gonna give her Angela's voice. Total, there are 13 sinners, including Dante. Okay. Must have been an instant ambush. You still managed to hide your head. Who are you people? What's up with this boss? And I'll probably just give him Roland's voice, which is just my normal speaking voice.
우리는 당신을 돕기 위해 찾아온 정의의 사자들이고
We are the heralds of justice who have come to aid you. And this is the magical bus that can take us wherever we wish to go. Okay, Miss Frizzle. Justice. Bus. I don't...
그런 대답을 바라는 거 아니었어요?
Is that not what you expected to hear?
그렇게 생각하는 쪽이
You will feel more at
마음
ease that
편할
way.
시간도 없고 유리한 상황도
We're racing
아니니까
against time,
천천히
and the situation isn't in our favor. So let me explain this once. After some time passed. So let me get this right. As long as I do as you say, those complete strangers who I've never even met before will fight in my stead.
맞아요. 당신이
Correct.
올바르게
So long
명령을
as you give them
내린다면요.
the right orders. Right, then. Let's slaughter these shitheads, and then I'll go back to where I was. And... What was I doing? Where am I even supposed to go back to? I was right on the cusp of an extremely important moment. Something I was never supposed to forget.
진정해요. 그 머리로
Calm down.
기억이
It is only
온전해요.
natural that this new head would have adverse effects on your memory.
지금은
Dante,
눈앞에
stop
있는 전투에
win rating.
집중하셔야
Okay,
해요.
this is clearly a meme I will get at some point. Focus on the struggle at hand, Dante.
뭐라고 불러야 할지.
I'm not sure how I should address you.
시계 지휘관님?
Would Commander Clock
아무튼
suffice?
전투
In any
명령을
case,
내려주십시오.
we await your orders.
뭘 명령까지야.
에,
갑자기밖에 답이 없잖아.
Do we really need orders? Seems like going one-on-one is the only way. Huh? Hey!
뭘 쑥덕대고 있는 거야?
Heathcliff, I've heard of you too. I've definitely heard your name. You lot quit your prattling. We just need to crush them all.
최선을 다해 주세요, 단테.
Please do your best, Dante. I guess I don't have any other choice. Heathcliff the goat? Yeah, I know he's a popular one too. I've heard that name a lot. Him and Gregor, I think, are like two names I've heard the most. Oh god. Okay. Oh yeah, what is going on here? Let us begin by learning the basics of combat. Please direct your attention to the dashboard here. You'll be using the dashboard to relay your commands to the sinners, okay? You'll find each sinner's skills on the dashboard. Oh, I see Pierce, Blunt, and Slash. Okay, so I recognize that. The control scheme is simple. Simply drag from the left end of the dashboard to the right end to chain the skills. When you're ready to enter the combat phase. Allow me to guide your hand. Please hold the gear and grab the chain. Then while you're holding the chain from the left gear, connect the skills from left to right along the line. Well done. Now that skills for all sinners have been chained, you may press the gear on the right to start the combat.
금방 다녀올게.
Okay, so far this looks like what I'm used to. Yeah, we're getting fucking rolled. Oh. And that is how you, the manager, issue your orders. Let's try that again. Look at the dashboard, grab the chain from left gear and use connect skills to issue commands to your sinners in combat. Start the combat phase by following these steps. Grab, drag chain from left to right. Seal gears you want to use. So...
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
Seems like we're getting absolute. Oh no, you hit that. I don't know how much health these guys have though. Yeah, overall, they just have more attacks. Ow. Now please issue a command.
적들을 제거하겠소.
Like, I don't know the difference between anything right now, but... honestly, it's kind of good that they hide the UI. I mean, this feels like something we're supposed to lose. Because, I mean... we're getting rolled. Ew! Oh! Gregor. Are we done? Yeah. I have a feeling that's supposed to happen because it seems like we didn't even stand a chance.
이해가 되지 않는군. 이런 것들에게 사자가 당했다고.
I don't get it. These nobodies managed to overwhelm Lion? I don't think they overwhelmed her, bro. They hit her with a bus. Like... I think you're missing an important part of the story here, Panther.
잠깐만.
Whoa, hang on. I know this is kind of weird coming from someone you were just fighting, but I'm pretty sure we can just talk this... Oh, well, Gregor's dead. But I'd imagine he can't actually die if we're going by a Library of Ruina standards. How they made her flinch while she got flung away, yeah. This
이상적이지 않소.
is not ideal.
처음부터
I
말이
knew it was a
안 되는
ridiculous
싸움이라고
idea to put up a
생각했는데.
fight against them.
다들 장난해? 난 시작도
Are you kidding? I haven't even started. What the hell? You said you'd fight in my stead.
이겨준다는 말은 안 했어요.
You never promised to win said fights. I just realized Faust is sinner number 2. What?
그리고 저만
And it seems that I'm the only survivor. Okay. So you meant for this to happen. You have some hidden card up your sleeve, right?
비장의 수.
Not necessarily a trump.
그저
No. Rather,
별을
it's
따라가는
about
거죠.
following the star.
단체로 자살놀이라도 하는 건가?
What is this? Some kind of mass suicide? This is quite unpleasant. What? What am I supposed to do? Arriving with all that fanfare only to die like flies? Ah, can't remember a thing about the past since I repeated what she said. Is this how I die?
뱀에게 전해라. 거짓 사자.
Deliver my message to the serpent, false lion.
이건 막을 수 없는 흐름이라고.
Man with red eyes. The flow cannot be stopped.
붉은색.
Red?
왜?
But why?
내가 왜 팔다리만 잘라낸 줄 아나?
Do you know why I only dismembered those two?
그래야 사지 멀쩡한 네가 저들을 데리고 허둥지둥
Because at least
이곳을
one of you
벗어날
needs to be able to
테니까.
carry the rest out of here.
달아난 팔과 다리를
You're the only one left to
대체해줄
offer them any help.
너봐.
붉은 시선.
The red gaze. See a color fixer?
그렇게 노려보지 마. 네 놈들이
Don't glare at
해놓은
me
짓에
like
비하면
that.
별것도 아니잖아.
This is nothing compared to what you did.
그 정도 부상이면 위에서도
With
충분히
wounds
할
like
일을
those,
했다고
I'm sure your
생각해봐.
boss will recognize that you did your part.
장약이라고.
Consider them a medal of honor.
아니면
Unless
여기서
you
명줄을
want
놓고
this to be the end
싶은가.
of your life. Who are you one of them? You're too late. They're already.
늦은 건 아무것도 없습니다.
No one is too
단테.
late, Dante.
우리에게 필요한 건 오직
There is only one thing we need.
되돌릴 시간뿐이니까.
A little time to rewind. Huh? I'm suddenly overwhelmed by a sharp pain in my chest, as though my heart were being torn asunder. Calling their boss Serpent? Now I'm blanking. Followed by flashes of ribs, intestines, stomachs, and lungs. Ah. Torment twisting and squeezing my entire body. I let out an agonizing scream. Ew. Ah. In my fading consciousness, the only thing I could perceive was the deceased flesh reconstructing in a bizarre manner.
앞으로도 끝내주게 고통스러울 겁니다.
You'll suffer plenty from now on, Dante. The voice of the man with red eyes. So Dante can bring them back to life at the cost of, like, feeling the pain of the wounds, I'd imagine. Ah, okay. Hear the howl of a beast somewhere. It cries ceaselessly. Is it wailing out of hunger, or
움찔움찔거려. 일어난 걸까?
they're being itchy twitchy? Did they get out?
드디어 정신을 차렸군.
Awake at last.
버티지
Would have been a
못하고
tad bit
걸러갔으니
disappointed if you choked on us.
상쾌한 아침. 나는야 버스 기사.
What the fuck? Sharon, you're the bus driver. Fresh morning. This is Sharon, the bus driver.
아침은 아니지만 상쾌하긴
It's not
하겠어.
morning, but I could guess it's
기분이
refreshing.
어떻습니까,
How do you
단테?
feel, Dante? Well, I
제각거리는군.
tick talking like a clock.
의사소통이 안 되는 건 제법
Some language
곤란한데.
barrier this is.
저는 베르길리우스라고 합니다.
You may call
이
me
말이 제대로 들린다면
Virgilus.
뭔가 이해했다는 행동이라도 취하시죠, 단테.
And you're the guide. Virgilus, if you heard me, Dante, give me a sign. Gave him a quick nod since he didn't seem hostile.
좋아. 듣는 것엔 문제가
Good.
없고.
At least your hearing is
일단
functional.
출발하지.
Let's ride Sharon.
출발할게.
Now departing. Okay. I'll just let the voice actor do that. That's perfect. There was a heavy roar and vibrations, as well as though they echoed from the bottom of a deep mire. It was then that I realized I was aboard a bus. A bus. Can't be sure if I've ever ridden such a vehicle in the past.
당신이 누구였는지는 기억합니까?
Do you remember who you were? I shook my head to say no. I had been reminded that my head was now a clinking machine? A clinking mechanism.
원래 기억을
I
되찾고
suppose you
싶게.
want your memory back, am I right?
그렇지.
I nodded. I sure feel like an idiot.
매끄럽.
Smooth as it
다들
gets.
이렇게
What's to stop the
몸짓으로만
rest of you
말하면
from
안
adopting
됩니까?
this gesture-based communication?
어떻게 생각하지, 파우스토 씨?
Bus name is Mephistopheles? Really? Any words of yours, Miss Faust?
파우스트는 사양하고 싶어요.
Faust will kindly turn down the offer.
저희가 매끄럽게 몸을 움직일 수 있는 상황이 그렇게 많지는 않을 것 같으니까요.
Or Mephisto. Like the modded Abno. Be named after a demon? Hey, demons are my colleagues. Just for reference, I am a VTuber that has some lore. And I am one of the 4 High Lords that rule over Hell's Greed Ring. Ludare Zeus, nice to meet ya. But yes, each, at least in my canon, each ring of hell, all 7 of them, have the Prince of the Sin and the 4 High Lords that serve under them. The Prince of Greed is Mammon, and I am one of his 4 High Lords. So I am very familiar with demons. And sinners. The sinners are based around pieces of classic literacy. I do not know that, no. Until we'll have that much freedom over our own bodies most of the time. She's the one who spoke to me back in the forest. Her silver hair that glistens even without sunlight gives off a rather mysterious air.
단테.
Dante. Come to think of it, the red-eyed man has been calling me that too.
단테는 당신의 이름이에요.
Dante is your name. The amnesia must be affecting you rather severely. Sure looks like it. That sounds like a familiar word.
점차 익숙해질 거랍니다.
You get used to it in time. Faust is search engine, you can say? Alright, Google. What do you got to say? Wait, you can understand me. The group that attacked me earlier. And that Virgie, or whatever he was called, seemed to hear nothing but ticking from me.
파우스트에게는
Faust
제대로
can
된 단어가
hear what you
들린답니다.
intend to speak. You really can. But how? I don't have a real mouth.
그런 구시대적인 발상은
Outdated
머리를 바꿔서
ideas
생긴 건가요?
must be one of the side effects that came with your head replacement.
성대나 혀 따위의 발성기관이 있어야만 대화를
It's
할수 있다는
anachronistic to think that vocal
시대착오적인
organs such as the
이야기죠.
cords of tongue are necessary to precipitate in conversation. Anachronistic. Right. Never consider that.
당신의 말은 한 사람에게만 보낼 수도 있고
You can limit the recipient of your words to one person, or choose to speak to everyone at once.
모두라는
A
말은
little clarification. The
수정이
scope of everyone is limited to the sinners. Sinners.
당신의 뒤에
The
앉아
people
있는
who have taken seats behind you,
방금까지
and the
당신을
ones who
대신해서
fought in your
싸운
stead
사람들을
until moments
말하는
ago.
겁니다.
그대가 이 여정을 함께할
What? Oh, so thou art the final piece that completes our journey's cast. How I have yearned for this moment. Say, pal, where'd you sell your old cranium off?
당신이었군요.
So it was you.
당신
Thanks for
덕에
putting my spine
박살나 있던
back
척추가
into one
말끔하게
piece.
돌아왔어요.
Were you a surgeon or something in the nest?
다들 닥쳐라.
Everyone quiet.
자궁이 겹치는 것만
Nothing is more displeasing than to hear a choir of noises.
자기 소개가 필요한
I suppose you all owe them a brief introduction.
그럼
I'll give you time to make yourselves known, starting with the closest one.
앞에 앉은
Go on.
왜 이름은 항상 앞자리부터인지 앞에 나서는 이제
Alright, Gregor.
나는데.
Why is it always the one in front that go first? I'm sick of taking the lead.
당신이 우리를 이끌
I heard you were gonna be our boss. Or, yeah, our manager. Manager?
그래.
Yep, which is why I was real curious to meet you and,
역시 뭔가 말을 많이
forming the right sentences is tough work.
머리 돈 어디 팔아먹었는지
Don't know what you
모르겠지만
did with your old head,
저마다
but I guess
사정이
everyone's got a
있고.
story to tell.
나는 그레고르라고 한다.
I'm Gregor.
잘 부탁한다고.
We're in this together,
관리자.
manager bud. Gregor, the sinner is relatively easy to handle in terms of personality. However, an upsurge of emotion or a sudden change of environment may cause parts of the whole of his body transform into insectile, notably akin to a carapace, resembling that of the blank tissues. If you do not wish to be a rude manager, not that you're obligated to be nice, we recommend keeping your facial expression in check so that your disgust is not visible to him. He sometimes uses cynical language, but he can still be reasoned with. and you can get around him without much difficulty as long as you learn the knack of it.
그래. 양반이 뭐야 양반이. 이제부터 우리한테 엄청난 돈을 가져다 줄 사람한테.
What was it? I think you guys told me how to pronounce this. So just say Radya? Raj's the gambling addict. Oh. Is that so? We may get along then, sweetheart. Greg, they aren't just your bud or pal. You're talking to the person who will make us filthy rich.
그래?
Greg? Rich? What's that about?
양반보다는
Let's see.
단테. 이름으로
What's
부를
better,
때
Dante?
당신도 나를 로제라고
Don't
불러.
mind if I call you by name. You can call me, Radya. Okay. The big back? She doesn't look big. She eats a lot. Well, it seems like she keeps most of it off, at least. But yeah, also another lore dump for the context of my character. My character is not only a demonic lord, he's also a demonic casino owner. And the city I govern over is literally the gambling capital of hell. So, yeah. I've seen a lot of faces like you. The unfortunate traits of being Backstreets born are apparent in this sinner. She loves money, gambling, and betting. Holy shit! You're me as a sinner! So it is advised to pay close attention to her as the manager. She tends to deflect orders with an unimpressive wink or a silly joke. We recommend taking a stern stance at times to remind her that you are her superior. Her mood may be down at irregular intervals. There's nothing you can do to aid her in that state, so we recommend waiting for it to pass. We love gambling, hell yeah. If you give her 12 burgers, she'll finish them before you even serve them. I'm scared. Oh. I'm probably gonna have the same opinion as you guys on her.
난 당신이 우리의
I'm just very curious to see how she gets that reputation.
이유가 있다고
I
믿어.
can only imagine. I think there's, well, good reason you became our manager.
분명
I'm
원래는
sure it used to be a big deal
굉장히
back in the
생겼겠지.
nest, right? When your old
그때
habits
버릇을
start coming
조금만
back, we'll
내비쳐도
be that much
우리한테
closer to
돈이
rolling in the
주르륵
dough.
들어올 생각을 하니?
Just have a, sociability, I'll give her that.
아차, 내 정신 좀
Oh
봐.
gosh!
예,
Look at me keeping on.
다음은 내
Hey
차례야.
kid, you're up next.
안녕하세요.
Oh my god. What was I gonna say? I was thinking of something. She kind of carries snacks to help feed 12 people at all times. Nice. She just got the hookup then. In fact, here I got snacks here on my desk. I have Hello Panda biscuits for anybody who knows those. They're like the little like biscuits stuffed with chocolate or like the strawberry like chocolate. Most nervous and shy dude in the bus. You can see that. Twink Lair. My brethren. I've been told I'm a bit of a... Well, I haven't really been told I'm a twink much. But I'm like tall, slim, lean, muscular. IRL. I'm not like super skinny just because I do have a bit of muscle on me as I do regularly go to the gym, but... Some people have made me an honorary member of the Twin Club. Good day.
시시해.
Ah,
그게
boring.
끝이야?
That's it. Oh,
싱클레어라고.
I am Sinclair. Even with the volatile nature of human growth around his age taken into consideration, this sinner seems to get particularly startled or frown when spoken to. He isn't used to real combat at the moment, meaning that he may struggle to keep himself together at the sight of something as mild as split innards at first. Get used to it. This is a Project Moon game. Get fucking used to it, buddy. Or you're gonna have a bad time. As there may be those with violent tendencies among your crew, we recommend taking an approach focused on positive reinforcement with this sinner. Appears to possess a murderous gaze that he himself isn't aware of. This is a hopeful sign that he has the potential to grow into an expert of our company's profession with the right stimuli. Until sees Hong Lu. Oh god. Finally back from school. Hello, hello. I'm meeting the sinners, initially. You know, my squad. This boy looks awfully unnerved. Did he even join this company of his own accord? What even is this company?
해야 할 말이 있나요?
This company. What is this company? What is the Limbus company? Is there anything else I need to say? I've never worked for a company before.
뭐 앞으로 남은 날은
Well,
많을
you'll learn the
테니까.
ropes in the coming days.
그럼 거기 괴짜 친구가
Okay, then.
다음 타자하자.
How about you next, nerdy pal?
이상이라 하오.
They're doing very well at showing the personalities. Like Rodia, you can see she's kind of like taking the lead of introducing everybody. You very much see that. Yisang, you're number 1. I might have mentioned that before, but I have to get used to which is which. I don't know how important it is, but yeah. I am Yisang. Yisang, formerly the youngest chief researcher at the Redacted Wing. Oh, you don't want to tell me which corp you worked at? What if we use search engine? Can't wait till you see Ryoshu. Oh god. This center possesses higher intelligence compared to most others. We estimate that everyday conversation with the center will prove difficult for managers selected by our current screening process. Okay, so I'm... IRL, I'm most like you then. I'm not hard to talk to, though. But I am generally, like, glazed for my intelligence, IRL. I hate saying that because that comes off as so narcissistic, but... I mean, they said it for Yisang, and I relate to that. Because I feel like this is how people talk about me. But they don't say I'm difficult to speak with. Avoiding communication altogether will pose a risk on its own, however. If the sinner remains silent for a long time, that means he is currently processing a line of deliberate thought. We recommend waiting patiently for him. But we're really waiting for Don Quixote. Okay, that is a name I've heard spammed non-stop. Their number is the order of which they joined Limbus Company, as in he was the first one to ever do it. You saying? If they told you of their Kanto chapter to them. Yeah, I don't know what like cantos and chapters are yet. Well, I can guess what they're pretty much like, you know, just the progress of the story. Quixote. Anyway. That's it?
이상이요.
No smoke or mirrors. Waited for him to reveal that he was pulling a prank or something. But he just stared vacantly out of the window, disinterested.
답답하네요. 사회생활의 첫걸음은 인사잖아요.
I can't believe you people. Aren't proper introductions the first step to being a member of society?
저를 이스마일이라고 불러주세요.
Call me Ishmael, if you please. You may be disheartened by the defective state of many of your sinners, but do not worry. This sinner is one of the few who can carry out most missions without much complaint. She is likely to make reasonable judgments, so it is a good idea to start conversations while looking her way if you're seeking sound advice. However, you mustn't forget, this sinner has survived an absurd voyage in a far and wide body of water. Her patience may run deep, But once you take a wrong turn with her, it will be a difficult task to regain her trust. You have 3 folks that are little Google search engine. What does that mean? I like how you keep calling them fucking search engines. I don't know what that means, and that just makes it funnier when you keep saying it.
당신 덕택에 동강난 몸이 돌아왔다고 들었어요. 앞으로도 잘 부탁해요.
Ishmael is the sailor. Seems like it, yeah. I heard you glued our bodies back together from pieces. I look forward to working with you. She gave a polite bow before returning to her seat. Dude, I just want to... I'm going to ask you guys something. If, like, right now, IRL, you could take a job where you could do something like this, where you are, like, a combat soldier, and if you can be killed, you can be revived, and it paid very well, would you do it? Like, obviously, you'd feel the pain of death, but you have to wonder, would you just grow numb to it over time? And let's be honest, it'd be cool as hell to just, like, be able to be killed and then just come back to life. Like, would you guys take a job like that? I'd be curious. You can get with the pain? Yeah. I'm curious, like, you probably just get used to it after a while. Like, I'd honestly think I would be down to try that. As long as it's, like, surefire. You guys can bring me back, no problem. Like, yeah. Although she emphasized, societally? What the fuck is that word? Or, like, how it's pronounced. She didn't feel like the most amicable sort. Heathcliff. Heathcliff, ha. Sorry to disappoint, because I don't care too much for fitting in. Name's Heathcliff. Used to be a professional wrecker for property and people alike. Heathcliff. Revenge. Oh, I just realized, like, this is actually saying something. I thought it was just, like, their name and their thing. This sinner prefers to take action rather than wait for logic to dictate his course. His thoughts and feelings are blatantly visible in his demeanor, and he has no intention of hiding them. His brashness may cause headaches or physical injury leading to a headache in the process of forming a relationship. Please do note that this is not an indication of serious damage to the sinner's thought process. If his fit of rage persists, please contact the Human Resources Department. Once you realize that he is the type that tends to be simple-minded, you'll have an easier time handling him. We have a Human Resources Department? The cliff is pretty cool. Not under anyone's orders, mind you. I only did it to buggers that got on my nerves. So watch it, you. I'm deathly allergic to cocky gaffers who think they can boss me around. I don't think I've done anything to give that impression yet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. 'Tis my turn to speak. I am Don Quixote. There's no sinner that can outmatch this one's level of passion. If we were to measure it, an avid aficionada of all things Fixer, she adorns herself with a variety of Fixer-related merchandise. They won't affect her performance in combat one way or another, so there is no need for you to restrict her from keeping her decorations. She is deeply immersed in the role of a righteous Fixer, hence the exaggerated mannerisms akin to those of an actor. Has such a thing ever existed, really? It's advised to play along with her for a smooth mission. Let me see. Do you have any, like, things on you I'd recognize? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, is that a... This is an S, I don't know. So, you're not technically a Fixer then, because, like, We're not an association. We're not a fixer office, as far as I know. So you're not technically a fixer if you work here. Just saying. I mean, I suppose not like. Is there any rules against fixers joining with any other company? The Gremlin. I might recognize a certain badge. Oh, is that purple tier? Purple tier. Yeah, we have a color fixer here as well. Anyway, yes.
그대와 함께 꿈을 향해 달려갈 해결사지. 잘 부탁하네.
I'm a fixer who shall sprint for the dream side by side. A pleasure to have thee. Color fixer's your guide. Yeah. I suppose. What was I gonna say? I think it's one of those things, where I always see, like, color fixers as, like, a unique, like, freelance company all on their own. So I could see why a color fixer could choose to work, which is like a normal fixer. Like, obviously, no, I suppose once you have, because, like, it's a license, right? You get a fixer license. So at that point, you're technically always a fixer as long as you don't, like, break the law or whatever. As long as you're a law-abiding citizen, I suppose you're, like, always technically a fixer, even if you're not currently working as one. I could see that being the case. A fixer. That definitely feels like a term I used to know.
해결사 말인가? 내가 대답해줄 수 있네.
Dost thou wish to know what it is? I can answer thy question. Fixers are protectors of the city.
도시에 대해서도
Ah, perchance thou mayest struggle to remember the city. It is...
나는 가벼운 인사를
I believe I
나누라고
said
했던 것
this was
같은데
for brief introductions. Yeah.
더 반말하게 하지 않았으면 좋겠어. 다음. Leviathan. Don't let me say it twice. Next.
홍루라고 한답니다. 잘
Hong Lu.
우리
God, who... What hair is your hair reminding me of? I don't know. Hope we can get along well. Sinner who had lived an affluent life before becoming our company's asset. As such, he has certain admiration for a free life, but occasionally he may make ignorant and unsavory questions in regards to the food cooked by a certain other sinner or other aspects of the lowlife's lowly culture. Okay, so you're the rich kid. This can cause significant irritation for other sinners. Well, I guess the best way to put it is you're the Chesed. You're the Chesed of this game. This can cause significant irritation for other sinners. However, it is important to note that no sarcastic undertones are contained in his curiosity-driven inquiries. So it is ill-advised to let them get physical over it. Yes, very much like Chesed. The twink.
우와 당신 그 머리 근사한데요? 요새
Wow.
유행하는 모델인가 보죠?
And look at you. Isn't that a fascinating head you've got there? A popular model these days, I suppose. No, this isn't any kind of...
제 취향은
It's not my cup of tea, though.
저건 무슨 말싸가지야?
The hell's wrong with your attitude? Heathcliff looked to be just moments away from swinging his bat. When he realized the red gaze laid on him, he grunted and sat back down.
요슈.
Hello. Sinner number 4. I haven't seen you yet. Ryoshu. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Oh, this gives me hella Syndicate vibes. As they say, every person has their own creed, and it's only right to respect it as an executive manager. With some creeds, you have difficulty in even simply pretending to sympathize. You have to notice that the sinner in question is a silent chain smoker whose eyes shine with euphoric gleam only during battle. She believes that senselessly destroying the enemy's heads is an uncultured act and a step backward for art. Caution, the sinner's background is one that even our company may have trouble handling. It is advised against making her breed personal resentment towards you. Muttery thoughts. Oh yeah, okay. Ryoshu, people like you, clearly. Look at chat right now. Destroy man, Jesus. Pick yourself up. We don't simp around here. Ignore my feelings toward Gibera. Those don't count. Sure is nice to meet you. What point was I supposed to laugh? Holy shit, you have broad shoulders. How do I even pronounce that? Mirror salt. Mirror salt, please refer to me as such. He's French? Ew. Ugh. Ugh. I should actually ban you from chat for even fucking saying that word. I know you censored it, but Christ. Wants clear and concise commands, requiring no judgment on his part. It's almost as bad as saying job in chat. Christ. Get slur warning next time. Mirror salt. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. Again, correct me for anything. Is the third Google search engine, folk. That's gonna be like Singleton for me. That shit is gonna make me laugh any time you say it for like a good while. For a long time when I was playing through Limbus, every time, because once we start getting to the index like shit, every time it would mention Singleton, it would make me laugh. The only French way I'll let live when I take over the world. You're very polite. This isn't anything special. I'm simply behaving normally. I'm almost touched. Thanks. Yes. It feels as if, though, something was gravely amiss with him, but I can't quite tell what. Otis? The way she scanned me up and down was a little daunting. I felt almost compelled to bow to her, but she stopped me with a motion of her head. Okay, Dante? Are you a sub or what? You have some sub thoughts. I see you.
관리자님이 먼저 자세를 굽히려다니 당치도 않습니다.
Please, I would never make my manager grovel before me. Was clearly a bottom? Look, Project Moon is clearly a bottom. Okay, I'll just say it. I've said this many times to Runa. You have people like Xiao, Gabira, Bina. Like, let's be honest. Project Moon are bottoms. And look, we support bottoms around here. We ain't judging. Please, yeah, I understand. My name is Otis. I would like to apologize for my rudeness earlier. Oh yeah, this looks like war. You're a soldier. She is the simp. Is she now? The commander persona, yeah. She's the glazer. Oh, hell yeah. See, like, that is just her name, Otis. The sinner could serve as an excellent advisor depending on your capacity. Or capability, I should say. Same thing, though. However, She also has a meddlesome tendency, so it is recommended to keep her satisfied with short replies of agreement. She's an expert when it comes to tactics and various pearls of wisdom about life, making her advice all the more valuable for your mission. In addition, she possesses a vast knowledge of workshop technologies. You can trust her with simple repairs of the bus. Notice, unlike the other sinners, accessing records pertaining to the past of the sinner is not permitted. Warning, keep an eye on the sinner and beware that she does not exercise her cunning intellect for purposes other than completing our company's mission. Rudeness. Oh, please, your generosity is a humbling sight.
역시
I knew at first glance that you have what it takes to lead us.
한눈에 알아.
Outism. Here's Aubrey. You're the one that always mentions fucking Don Quixote. That's the one you always mention, is it? Huh? Sorry?
인간의 대부분은 서로가 맞붙어 소음과 마찰을 이끌어내지.
Do not look at Dante's notes in the menu. There are spoilers in there for Library of Runa. Okay, so I'll have to do that at a later date then. While most humans cause noise and friction as a result of confrontation,
그중 소수는
some are able to reap
서로에게
mutual
이득이 되는
benefit
경우가
from
있다고
coming
합니다.
head to head.
검을 날카롭게 벼르기 위해서는
I haven't finished
그만큼
Library of
강한
Runa though.
습관이 필요한 것처럼.
I'm at the Pluto fight in the Reverb Ensemble. That's currently where I'm at. So, yeah. For stuff for Library of Runa ending, I haven't done yet. Just as how one might seek out firm whetstones to best sharpen their blade.
누구보다 관리자님을 위해 헌신하겠습니다.
And my blade is yours to wield, Executive Manager. I shall serve you with unrivaled devotion. That's reassuring. Thanks. I gave her an approving nod, even though I still don't get what she meant by her rudeness.
바깥 숲에서는 불쌍하게 나뒹군다고
I'm
말하더니
amazed at your ability to
잘도 그런
bootlick
말을
with
손대
such
밖으로
passion
꺼낼
as
수 있네요.
so soon after calling them a miserably writhing wretch. I think I get it now.
제가 마지막이네요.
It seems I am the last. Faust is the name. Fishmile. Whatever that is. I can't read that. I'm not the best at reading cursive. The sinner who developed the engine of Mephisto. I'm probably just gonna say Mephisto for short. The bus operated by Limbus Company. She claims there is no one in the city who could ever rival her library of knowledge and wisdom. And she isn't necessarily wrong. I'll just keep that in my mind for now. Just getting a look at her, you know. You might find her high and mighty attitude when she allows you to converse with her displeasing, but as seen with how she treats everyone with subtle gestures of arrogance, there's no hope for her parting with it ever. Oh yeah, her sword has it. Even though she's an unparalleled genius, we can't quite figure out how to use this one. Perhaps you could be the one to find out?
당신의 인생 중 한 번 만날까 말까한 천재죠.
When you mean this game's Dawn? Yeah. I thought so. A genius with whom you're lucky to cross paths even once in your life.
납득하지 못한 듯한 반응을
Sounds like you aren't
보이는데
convinced, Dante.
괜찮습니다.
Well,
경험을
it's fine.
통해 차차 이해할 수
You'll
있을
come to
거예요.
learn, all in due time. Learn what?
파우스트가
That Faust is indeed a rare and brilliant mind.
관측자가 깨닫지 못한다
When a
해요.
proverbial tree
사실이
falls,
진실이
the
되는 일은
fact
없으니까요.
of its sound cannot become truth when the outside observer fails to recognize it. Okay,
소개는 여기까지.
that's enough greetings.
단테,
Dante,
당신의
let me
직무를
explain your new
알려드리죠.
occupation. You mean as the manager?
관리자를 말하는 거냐고 묻고 있어요.
They're asking if the job you're about to explain is that of a manager. Come to think of it, that red-eyed man couldn't hear me, unlike the sinners.
맞습니다. 관리자
That's correct,
단테.
Executive Manager Dante.
당신은 지금
You will
소개받은
embark
이
on a
일들의
trip to the
순간과
Inferno
지옥을
with the 12
지휘하게 될
sinners
것입니다.
who just introduced themselves. The Inferno? Why should I go to hell? It's great down here, man. Come on. Don head pats. Google search engine.
자신이 지옥으로 가야 하는 이유를 묻네요.
They're asking why they need to travel to the Inferno.
지옥의
Because
끝에
treasure awaits at the end of the road.
보물이 기다리고
Well, that
있습니다.
suffice. I don't... You mean I used to be a treasure hunter or something?
아예 알아듣질 못하는군요.
They can't seem to get you at all.
이해를 요구한 건 아닙니다, 단테.
I didn't ask for your understanding,
의사를
Dante.
부른 것도
Nor was I
아니죠.
was this a question of your willingness.
기억과 머리를
You have to listen
되찾고
to me
싶다면
if you want to reclaim your
제
memories,
말을
an original
들어야 할
head.
겁니다.
I mean, I do want them back, but
미적거리네요.
they're hesitant.
파우스트 씨,
Miss Faust,
단테가 계속해서
what will we
거부하면
do if Dante
우리가
keeps on
어떻게
refusing to
하는 거지?
cooperate?
거부할 거란
This
예상은
was not the scenario we
없었잖아.
anticipated.
무슨 말씀을?
Preposterous. Faust
파우스트는
anticipates every
모든 것을
possibility.
예상태? 모든 임무를
Dante,
마치고 나면
Once you've completed all your missions,
당신은
you'll be able
성의를
to
살릴 수 있을
engrave
거예요.
the
제가
aspect.
보증하죠.
I can promise you that. Aspect. Word that strikes my mind intensely. Even though my memories are gone, my underlying instincts respond strongly to it. Led by intuition, I make my choice.
보이죠? 고개를
See there?
끄덕이잖아요.
They're nodding.
좋아.
Good.
계속 가면
Then we can
되겠어.
continue.
그런데 카론, 아까부터 왜
By the way,
출발을 안 하고
Sharon,
있지?
Why isn't the bus moving? Were you dozing off?
버스 기사는 졸음 쉼터
A bus driver only snoozes at rest stops. Verg.
메피 앞에 이상한
Weirdos
놈들이
were hanging
서성이고
around in front
있었어.
of Mephi.
카론 말했잖아.
I told you,
버스에 무슨
Sharon.
일이 생기면
If anything happens with the
똑바로
bus,
해야
you have to let me know right away. Mephi? Who's that?
메피스토펠레스.
Mephistopheles. The name of this bus and the engine that runs it. And Faust's magnum opus cordis.
지옥을 순항하기에는
An ideal ferry
걸어가는
boat to bear us
날보다
across the
아닐 수 없지.
inferno.
그렇게 생각하지 않습니까?
Dante, stop clocking it, Dante. Get back to work, Dante. Dante. Gulps. Wouldn't you agree, Dante? I wasn't sure what he was getting at, so I turned away to look through the window, and instead of giving him a reply,
보아하니 뒷골목에 기거하는 익숙한 쥐새끼들이군.
looks like they're just another pack of dirty rats living in the back streets. So our first enemies are gonna be rats again, the poor bastards.
마침 잘 됐습니다, 단테.
But I mean, to be fair, rats are literally the bottom of the city's hierarchy, so
나위 없는 조건.
they make good for tutorial dummies. This is just the right time, Dante. They should make perfect targets for practicing your command.
단테. 처음
Dante,
전투에서는
I skipped over many
생략한
details
부분이
during our
많았어요.
first battle.
제대로 설명할 시간이 없었으니까.
We were short on time after all.
하지만 그런 식으로
However,
전투가
only
이루어지면
defeat and slaughter
우리는
lie in our
항상
path
겁날
if no improvements are made to your strategy.
당신은 우리를 살리기 위해 의미 없는 고통을 느껴.
Rats are like the RPG goblins, but Project Moon version. Honestly, that is so true. It's pretty much what they are. And in turn, you'll have to endure senseless pain over and over again to revive us. Pain to revive you. You mean what happened earlier was...
네,
Yes, we were brought back to life because you turned back the clock.
당장
Has my head come from
사용은
T-Corp?
아닌 듯합니다, 파우스트 씨.
Because, I mean, what I'm trying to ask is me bringing you guys back to life possible because of Lovetown? And by extension, the warp trains as a whole. I don't believe that much is necessary, Miss Faust.
처절한 담소는 나중에
Save the chatter for later.
너희
Sinners, off the bus.
전투에 대한 설명을 이어가죠.
I microwaved the rats. Also, sup. Hyperlink blocked. Starting at the bottom of the food chain, absolutely. Allow me to elaborate on the elements of combat. Alright, we get more. It's still, the game is still not in full screen, but I'm not sure when I can get the option to do that. I might have had it already, but I'll figure it out. You could send every sinner at once, yes, but commanding so many people at once will not be an easy task. Therefore, I'll inform you of the appropriate number of participants depending on the particularities of each battle. For this occasion, 5 sinners will make an appropriate force. Select 5 sinners you would like to deploy for this battle. Select the lower half of each sinner's card to deploy them. First, select the sinner you sang. Select the rest of sinners you'd like to deploy in this encounter. Faust,
따라가겠어요. 네. 문제
Ishmael,
없어요.
내가 필요해?
Raja, and Gregor.
최선을 다해볼게.
Select to battle to perform the encounter with the currently deployed sinners.
따라갈 준비는 끝났습니다.
The average is 6 sinners? Okay. These 7-sided icons floating above both the allies' and enemies' heads are called skill slots. Because you haven't issued a command by chaining skills yet, the allied skill slots are currently empty. Grab the chain from left gear and chain it to one of these 2 leftmost skills. As you can see, the skill you just chained has been equipped to the skill slot, okay? Equipping skills are displayed on the skill slots floating above each sinner's head. When the combat phase begins, each sinner will engage in battle using the skills equipped in their skill slots, okay? So that is a 5 clashing with a 1. In reality, we should absolutely win that. Drag from left to right on dash to equip every sinner with one of the skills. Okay. Okay, so you're always clashing with the same person. Three. Two. Who clashes later on? Makes sense. Oh, is that just our speed? Well done. Now select the gear. Wait, well done. Now issue your command. Okay.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
Oh, wow. Oh my god. Oh, you all fight at the same time. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now please issue a command. Doesn't seem like it really matters at this point. A clash occurs when the sinner and their target both use attack skills against each other. Okay. Loggerhead and weak blow. In a clash, their power is determined primarily by the skill they are using to clash. And in this clash between 2 skills, the skill with the higher power wins. Yep. I'm familiar with that. Pay attention to the enemy's coins. When a skill loses a clash, it will lose a coin. So weak blow needs to be beaten twice. Even if a skill loses a clash, as long as it has remaining skill coins, 2 skills will continue to flip the coins and clash until one of them loses all coins. So so certain attacks can clash multiple times. Hold on, my dog is clawing at my fucking door. I gotta let her in. Look, man, I've tested it. My dog will literally sit outside my door and claw at it for hours if I don't let her in. She's the most stubborn dog of all time. skill has lost all of his coins in this clash will it'll lose. This means that the unit that won the clash gets to attack while the unit that lost does not, so she gets to attack. Boom. Nice. See how power, which determines the outcome of a clash, is calculated.
행동을 개시합니다.
This number is the skill's passive power before it flips any coins, so it starts at 2. This number is the skill's coin power, so we get +7 from coin power. Here you can see how many coins these skills have. The number of coins determines 2 things. How many times the skill can lose a clash before losing all of its coins. How many times the skill hits with its attack. Oh, interesting. So yeah, well, I was just gonna repeat what it says. Obviously, I gotta like very much form my head around this, how this is gonna work. The best way I compare this to, it seems like every attack in this game works like a dodge dice. In the way that, as long as it wins, you can keep going. As long as you keep winning in a clash, you can keep re-rolling that dice, quote-unquote. You gain sanity if you win a clash. Sanity is high, you have a high chance to heads, tails on coins. Helps you win clashes. So similar to emotion then, I'd imagine. And the fact that it builds up throughout the fight and it has benefits the higher it gets. Each coin that flipped heads will add the coin power of that skill to the base power of that same skill. Oh, okay. So for every heads we roll, it adds +7 power. And for every heads they roll, it adds +2 power. Final power calculation. The formula for a skill's final power is as follows. Base power plus number of coins flip heads times coin power. Yes. Coins that flip heads will glow, while the coins that flip tails will appear dimmed. And and as you lose coins, your chances of rolling higher will go down and down. So like right now, his max potential is like 6. But right now, he'll lose one of these coins, which means his max potential will be 4. Let's play here. Attack skills point. See an example, they will continue to clash till one of them has no coins left to flip. The unit with remembering coins ultimately wins the clash. Remember, winning clashes is one of the most fundamental aspects of winning the battle. And then we get a free hit in, and then everybody else goes at it. Okay. And is there like one-sided attacks? Oh yeah, there's one-sided.
금방 다녀올게.
Rolled. Okay, okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I understand what I'm looking at when they clash. Obviously, I'd imagine we're gonna be like picking what abilities they use maybe at some point, you know, like building a deck of Rona. So understanding these mechanics will be fundamental to give me knowledge to know how to build them. Looking much more useful than before, Dante. They all got away save for one, though. Shouldn't we go after them?
놓친 적을
They're
걱정.
worried over the foes we lost.
걱정할 건 없습니다.
No need for concern. That's the direction we were heading anyway. Sharon? I mean, yeah, they're rats. Who are they gonna tell? A bigger rat? Let's be honest. Fucking rats. Who gives a shit?
발판을 꽂고
Pedal touches
신나는
metal.
기분으로 달릴게.
Up for an exciting ride. Sinners you have deployed in the last counter will automatically be selected for the next, saving you trouble of selecting them again. Feel free to change them before entering the battle, however. Select the 2 battle button.
나?
Okay.
뭐 최선.
More rats. This time, let us learn about SP, sanity points. SP has a maximum of 45 and a minimum value of negative 45, like you said in chat. Please note that the sinner's SP values can also be viewed here, next to the orbs adjacent to the portrait. Okay, so we can see their sanity. You're starting already at negative 5, or negative 10, and you're at negative 5. Now please issue a command. Struggling. Neutral. You're struggling, and neutral.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
Each unit's sanity values change based on certain triggers. They tend to heal SP when favorable triggers, winning clashes or killing enemies, and lose SP upon unfavorable triggers. So yeah, literally works the same way as emotion. The higher the unit's sanity value, the higher the chance to flip heads when flipping skill coins. But it seems like just having your sanity in the positive as high as possible is just the best. The allied units all won their respective clashes in the previous turn, which healed their SP. This put us all in a favorable position. Please issue your next command.
좋아, 간다.
Please direct your attention to the unit's HP, health points, bar. The thin light wine is called the stagger threshold. Okay, so there's 3 stagger thresholds. When a unit's HP drops below the stagger threshold line, they become staggered. Okay, so staggered is still a mechanic in this game.
생각보다 잘 들어갔네.
Staggered units cannot take any action and take double the damage, which puts them in a significant disadvantage in the battle. Okay, so works. Being staggered is the same as it was in Runa. Oh yeah, all of our sanity is really high, so we have good chance, and like most of them are staggered.
좋아, 간다.
Oh my god.
맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
You have put the remaining enemies in panic states by defeating their allies in the previous turn, which dropped their SP. So if they're negative 45, they're in a panic. When an enemy's SP drops below a certain threshold, they may enter low morale or panic states, which inflict them with negative effects. Units in low morale or panic states are marked by these labels. Panic, overwhelmed. Each unit gains different effects from entering low morale and panic states. Select this icon to learn what effects unit is suffering. Does not act this turn. So they're overwhelmed, so they won't act.
행동을 개시합니다. 적을 난파시켰습니다.
Is there like a bonus to having multiple of the same types in a row? I'd imagine there is.
잠시만요.
Give me a second. What is it?
저는 정체되지
I joined
않고
this company
나아갈
because
수
I was
있다는
told that I'll be
말에
able to
여기에
advance my
합류한 거예요.
career without slowing down.
그런데 지금은
But right now, it's nothing but meaningless violence.
계속 의미 없는 폭력만.
Like we're rats or something.
의미가 없진 않소. 저들은
I object to its meaninglessness. Those were evil doers who attacked us.
부끄러워요. 좀 조용히 좀
Please
해봐요.
just be quiet for a moment.
아무튼
Anyway,
이런 용역 폭력단
if all
같은
we're gonna do is
행동만
beat up
명령할
people
거라면
under others like
다른
hired
일을 하는
thugs,
것도 고민해봐야
I'll
할
have
것
to
같아요.
consider changing jobs sooner or later.
입사 계약서를 제대로 안 읽으셨나요?
Haven't you read your contract?
회사는
Resignation is not
허용될 수
permitted.
없답니다. 계약하면서 말한 이야기가 거짓말이라도 그 계약이 효력이
Do you
있을
think the
거라
contract
생각하는
has any
건가요?
sway if it's based on lies?
당연히 효력이 있죠.
Of course it does.
애초에 거짓말은
There were
없었습니다.
no lies on it. Huh?
설마 제가 메피스토 팰레스를 그저
You didn't think
운송만 하는
Mephisto was
버스로만
built to
봤을
be a
것
mere
같은데.
means of transportation, did you?
메피는 항상 배고프다.
Mephi is always hungry.
그래서 울어.
It keeps crying. The bus gets hungry.
엔진이 연료를
When the
섭취할 때
engines
생기는
ingest
그
fuel, it yields a byproduct.
여러분은 그걸 통해
Using that,
강해질 수
you can
있어요.
grow more powerful.
이상 씨는 잘 알고
Will we
계시겠죠?
explain a bit? Alright, sounds good.
거울 속에서
I'm sure Sang
모든
knows this well.
가능성을
When all
끄집어낸다.
possibilities are drawn from the mirror,
성장 또한 제약이 없어.
there's no limit to one's growth.
거울 속에 나는 나인가?
Is the
아니면
self
또 다른 누구인가?
in the mirror my reflection, or another being entirely? Possibilities. You draw what exactly? One of Mephi's various functions is extraction. You can collect various identities and ego from there. Okay. Select the extract button. Roses! Standard extraction for 130 roses. Oh, what the fuck is this? Is that a legendary?
누구보다 신속하게 그들에게 침묵을 안겨드리죠.
She Association South Section 5. Ishmael. With impeccable swiftness, I will render them silent. You worked with the she? Is that what this means? Or are you pulling this from somebody else? Let's go gambling! So this is the gotcha mechanics then. From alternative universes. Oh. You have acquired a new identity. Collecting new identities and ego can contribute to improving our combat performance. Let's return to battle. Battles can be accessed via the drive window. Ooh. Inferno. We're in... Okay, so we're in District 4 with D Corp. We're actually very close to the center of the city. Wow. I thought, like, in the woods and shit, we'd be very out near the edge. Possibly in the outskirts. Okay, so, alternate universe stuff. Yo, yo, CG9 yee yee. How's it going? Progress. Oh, I can see I can get roses. 04 possibilities. Enter. Select the top part of the sinner's cards to swap them out with a different identity. Select sinner Ishmael. From the menu, you may select one of the identities you have extracted to deploy them into battle. Please select the newly acquired identity for Ishmael. Oh! Teth, He, Vav, and Aleph. What do we think? I think it's pretty cool so far. The ids do get a bit quirky at night. I'd imagine it's id as in like the psychological term id. Like, cause ego, id. She on top. Selecting an identity is appropriate for the particularities of each battle is the path to victory. Now select the 2 battle.
그럴듯한 예술이라면 더 좋을 텐데 말이야.
그렇군요. 이런 걸 의미했던 건가요?
I see. This is what that was about.
너무 마음이 급할 필요는
There's no
없어요.
need to get impatient,
이스마엘.
Ishmael.
버스가 향하면
As the bus
자연히
goes onward, you'll naturally take on more important tasks than beating the life out of random crooks. I know you're eager to achieve your goals, but do try to have patience.
거울 세계에 있는
Since this
우리들의
works by
모든
whisking
가능성 중
out
하나를
one of your
끄집어내는
limitless possibilities
기억이
from the mirrored
조금 더
world,
쉬워졌을 거예요.
I'll have overwritten a part of our
곧
memories.
익숙해질 거예요.
Mirror world mention. Is this connected? to the Kirby lore. You get used to it in no time.
뭐야? 그거 좀
Whoa,
위험해
hang on.
보이는데?
That sounds a bit dangerous, don't it?
이러다가 내가
What if I'm no longer my old self by the end?
여러분은
Don't mistake
테시우스의
yourselves
배가
for the
아니에요.
ship of Theseus. Tuh. Bring a lot of philosophical terms in, aren't you? Bro, I watch XQC. XQC brings up the ship of Theseus analogy all the fucking time. He loves this analogy. For those who don't know what the ship of Theseus analogy is, how do I do it? How do I go full screen? Not sure.
인격과
Oh,
기억을 돌리기는
shit.
하겠지만 주도권을 잃도록 설계되어 있지는 않아요.
Log. Oh no, I was... The bus menu? Change it off. You play on mobile? Yeah, I'll figure it out at some point. I'm still very much on rails in the tutorial, so I can't really do too much. But yeah, let me just do the ship of Theseus analogy just real quick. The whole question is, if over time you have the ship of Theseus, a part of it breaks, you replace it with entirely new wood. You fix it. If a railing breaks, you get new wood, and you replace the railing. If throughout the entire ship's life, eventually you replaced everything on it with entirely new materials, is it still the original ship, or is it something entirely new? While it's true that you borrow the identities and memories, the system is designed to ensure that you don't lose control over your own existence. Yeah, so no matter how much you change, you'll still be your original self.
거울에 비추는 나는 사뭇 다를
Different,
수 있으나
though
거울 밖을 벗어나면
your reflection may
거울
be,
속의
it is
정체도
bound to
잃지.
vanish once you walk away from the mirror.
저희가 어떻게 성장할지는
How your capability grows ultimately depends on you, Manager Dante.
거울 세계의 다양한 가능성을
It's up to you to place the most effective figment of possibility on us at the right times.
메타몰프시스를 말하는 건가?
I believe that's what you call a metamorphosis.
네,
Yes, I suppose you could say that it's a form of transformation.
어머? 그런 어려운 단어는
Golly.
알았대.
Where'd you learn big words like that?
주워들었다. 이
I
사람
picked
저
it up.
사람
My prior
많이
profession
건너와야
required
하는
meeting
일이
people
있어.
of various occupations.
헌신이라.
Verwanlung, huh?
담소는 끝났나?
Done chatting.
일단 길부터
Let's
뚫자.
make the way
어차피
first.
지겨울
You spend more time
정도로
together
더
when
있을
you'd
테니
ask for.
난 나중에.
More than you'd ask for. So keep that convo for later. Gregor reference? God, we're just kicking the shit out of rats. How many rats are here? Then, once the two different ships are built, they're considered two completely different ships from the original, even though it was made from the original ship parts. You say it's the same ship until the capstone is replaced. Interesting idea. Old ass media and went full throttle. Yeah, I'm already seeing a lot of references to like very old shit. Ship of Theseus, that just came out of nowhere. But it's accurate in this case. Select the unit to view their detailed information window.
뭐야? 내가 보고 싶었던 거야?
This is where you can view each character's basic stats. You're fatally weak to Pierce. You're very resistant to Slash. 1 for speed, 1 like defense or toughness, 81 HP. 2x from like I don't know what these are. This is where you view this unit's list of skills and upgrade progress. Unlock tier 3, defense, 2 attacks. Zayn, what is cast? And upgrade progress. Select the enemy to view their detailed information. Some values. These values determine what attack type or affinity they are weak against. So he's weak against slash. Attack types and affinities. Each skill's damage is classified by 2 categories: 3 attack types and 7 sin affinities. The target's resistance to these categories can either increase or reduce the damage dealt. Higher resistance value on a unit means they will take more damage from the damage type. Pierce, blunt, slash, wrath, lust, sloth, gluttony, gloom, pride, and envy. Okay, why the fuck do you replace greed with gloom? Hello, new manager. Hello. Mersault number 5. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. The ship of Theseus, yeah. When it comes to people, and it's fine until you completely replace the brain. Yeah. 2x is bad, yeah, double damage. It has more reading than Runa for passes, but it's way better explaining than Runa. Then they also did the rework for gimmick bosses. No, they replaced Greed with Clayton. Here's the thing. All I'm saying is I'm a High Lord of Greed, and Project Moon, I feel offended that I wasn't included. You literally have every other of the 7 deadly sins, but I Greed? Get the fuck out of here. Check your enemy's weakness and select the skills that can exploit them to deal more damage. So, slash, and you don't take any more damage from any sins. Slash, slash, slash. So slash is what you guys are most weak against. Slash, 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 slash.
금방 다녀올게.
Most cases, with the leftmost skill on the dashboard, will be the first to attack among allies. Started from the allied unit highest on the deployment order, any ally gains 1 additional slot with every passing turn. An additional opportunity to attack. Okay. So he can attack twice. Slash, 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 slash. Pierce, slash.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Win rate. Use one of these buttons to let the sinners choose what skills they want to use. However, it must be emphasized that leaving the sinners to make their own strategic choices could lead to suboptimal combat performances. Clash Outcome Forecast. Clash Outcome Forecast appears at the top of the screen, and beside each select skill. Please note that the forecast is not always perfect, but it is serviceable when quick decisions are necessary. So dominating means very likely to win. Slash unopposed, dominating, dominating, unopposed, unopposed, unopposed. Oh yeah, because they're all overwhelmed.
톱들을 제거하겠소.
Win rate button, my goat. That's just the win button.
제가 해낸거 해냈어요.
Staggered, sucks to suck.
길이 열렸어.
P and enter.
하지만 베르, 내 피가 달리기만
You ate the win rate button.
길이
Damn.
뚫렸을 거야.
Did it at least taste good? Road's clear, but Verg, Mephi could have run over them just fine. Huh? What did I fight for then? I don't think we fought, Dante, let's be honest. Sensing a rattling agitation from my gestures, Vergilius stepped in.
진정하시죠, 단테.
Calm yourself, Dante.
걸음마도 떼지
It's not right to
못하는
ask a toddler to run
달리기를
when it is yet to
시키지
take its first steps.
않겠습니까? 걸어볼 기회가
Like I said, they were literally just the tutorial
있고 나서
training dummies.
해야죠.
It's the one good thing rats are used for. Freaks off into a canto you can't talk about yet. Yes, no spoilers. Destroy Man needs his win rate button. The one that's gay. For those who play Limbus, does that give away which Kanto that is? I am curious. You'll need every opportunity to try and walk before you're you made 20. Okay. Furthermore, Dante, as the manager, it's your job to manage your staff. And I am the guide. I decide the where and the how of our journey. Am I understood? Don't argue with me. How am I supposed to not question a stranger who can't even hear me? I hear ticking. So do they say, Miss Faust?
별말 없었습니다.
Nothing much. Some verbose affirmation that was. And that should suffice going forward, Dante.
그럼 매피 출발하자.
Now, Mephi, off we go. And you know what? Again, you want to do your little ad-libs? Little Miss Voice Actor? I'll let you do that. You do it perfectly. How are you feeling, Sharon?
매우 신나.
Extreme excitement.
날아갈 것 같습니다, 카론.
About to walk on air, reports Sharon. Fuck no, it doesn't? Okay, so a lot of them are gay. That's what I'm hearing. Good. So where are we going?
베르길리우스. 그가
Vergilius?
목적지를 묻습니다.
Like, no, the destination. I believe I told you that already, Dante. But just where are we going? With his sigh, the bus shuddered and started to rumble forward.
출발할게. 부릉부릉.
지역으로 출발하지.
Is this a melee song? Because if so, this VOD is cooked! Oh! Oh, Millie! Please! Have mercy! Don't take the money I make from this! Oh! Oh, hey, LobCorp. Smoke Wars. Oh, this is absolutely melee song. Oh, it's copyrighted. Oh, Gamba. Hell yeah. Oh, who are you guys? Don Quixo. Unreal. District 4. Where's L? L, yeah, right there. Limbus, face the sin, save the ego. Like, even the saying it has like is very LobCorp slogan coded. Just as a warning, yeah. Honestly, Ruina was the same way. There was like a lot of like big bosses ahead, melee songs, and yeah, all those stream VODs got copyright claimed. Every time. At the end of the day, one of my stream VODs might make 2 cents, so I really don't care. I don't care if these VODs get copyright claimed. I don't really make any money off them anyway. The only thing that will is that for VODs on YouTube, because I stream on both Twitch and YouTube. So all my VODs, including my full Ruina playthrough, for those, if you want to know, my full Ruina blind playthrough is on my YouTube channel. Limbus is a part of your eye, yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of roses, so fits in very well. Worlds acquired. What are these? Extraction ticket. Oh, I can extract twice. Daily rewards for new accounts.
그대
Playing through the story.
드디어 목적지를 찾은 것이오.
Drive. Inferno. Kanto 1. The Outcast. Vroom vroom. continue through the story. Oh, PE boxes. What is that? PE orbs? Oh god, this is cursed. That is cursed. PE orbs. Lunacy. 2600 Rose currency. Roses are not blank. 400 roses, damn. Missed out on it. Well, I'm here now. Better late than never.
베르,
Verg.
앞에 장애물이 있어.
Blockage ahead. Permission to vroom vroom. The chatter was what finally got me to open my eyes. After all, nothing beats blocking out your sight when you want to keep boredom at bay. I'm sure those are roses and not nervous system. Well, I'd probably guess you're talking about Carmen then. Guarantee characters through shards. I don't think that's mentioned. Yeah. Indeed, indeed. Not that there was much else to do on a bus whose destination was unknown to me. My lack of head and memory certainly don't help either.
그래. 계속
Alright, let's
지나가자.
proceed.
덜컹덜컹.
Okay. Here come bumpity bumps.
비싼 세정제야. 베르가 큰맘 먹었다.
Expensive washer fluid. Ferg said he paid a fortune. The clump stuck to the window, gently dissolve, letting light flow through. Many different sets of eyes on the bus are lethargically facing forward. Felt like a pretty gruesome scene, but based on the others' reactions, maybe this kind of violence is common in the city. Hey. Felt rather awkward to close my eyes again now that I was wide awake. That's when the conspicuously bearded man grabbed my attention. But, I mean, glasses. Know where we're going right now? A feature far more conspicuous than his beard made me slip.
방금 벌레 양반이라고 부르려고 했지?
You almost called me Bug Guy, didn't you?
다시 한번 말하자면
Once again, my name is Gregor.
당신이 시계
The same way you're
대가리가
called
아니라
Dante and not
장기라고
Clockface. I couldn't find any excuses, so I just gave him back a light nod.
어이, 기사 양반. 우리 지금 어디로 가는
Say,
거야?
Boss Girly, where are we headed? Okay, are you doing that on purpose, or are you just a hypocrite?
다시 한번 말하자면 내 이름은 카론이야.
Once again, my name is Sharon.
당신이 벌레 양반이
The
아니라
same way you're called Gregor
그리고라고
and not Bug
불러줬어.
Guy. Okay, so you are just a hypocrite. She got you there, Gregor.
본전도
She
못
really did.
베르가 말했어.
Vert said,
수감자들은
the sinners will go to
사고로 간다.
District 4. What? Huh? Did District 4 fall upon my ears? That place is known to be the home of the Grass Maiden. 'Tis the origin of the heroine's journey, and 'twas the...
아까부터 시끄러워.
Bloody hell. You're rattling on and on and on.
다물고 조용히
Can't you
좀
just
해줘.
shut up and let the trip go on in peace?
나는 아까까지 입을 다물고 있었네.
Why had remained silent until mere moments ago?
대답하지 말라고.
I said to shut up.
이봐요.
Sorry, did you happen to realize you're being louder here?
죽어도 살아남는
Even if you
걸
can't
살아남는
die,
건
you sure as hell can suffer, no? So say that again.
옳은 말을 했는데도 돌아오는 게 폭력이라니.
I say the right thing and your first response is violence. Shows how refined you are. I contemplated for a second. Should I step in? Wait, did he say more? No, I just said how, okay. Should I step in? Is this the part where I exercise my authority as a manager with dignity and grace? Faint memory urges me to do something. No, guys. It's inadvisable to lose your Did she just... What?
모분조도
Trances.
모가지를 분질러
To write against noisy crying hogs, entrails. Scragging. I might give her something similar to what I gave Bina. Gregor looks small. Do you care if we talk about the Arknights event? It's really the collab with Limbus. As long as it doesn't like contain like spoilery shit, like for like the plot of the game, I suppose. I don't really care. You can borrow ids from people on your friends list. Oh, interesting. I love Dawn. Yeah. I'll. Oh, sorry, Jesus. I had a cough come up. I'm sure that's something I'll look into at some point. Obviously, I don't want like to be like carried through the game. I don't want to be given like ultra busted stuff. Murder party time. What? Senseless violence shan't be forgiven. I will bring about justice. I knew this would happen. It left a spot on my clothes. Look, do you guys really have to fight next to me? I must be mad. We haven't even reached our destination, and they already killed 3 of our own, that is. Can't take a small break without anticipating trouble, can I? You 4, cleaning duty for the next month. Such unfairness! I merely sought the hand of justice! Oh, also, tell them to do my laundry, too. Blood doesn't wash off as easily as wine stains. Sheesh. Dry cleaning's costly. Do we even have any money? No one bats an eye at the lifeless janitors to be littering the floor. Maybe they're already taking their indefinite revivals for granted. But I don't even know how exactly I'm supposed to bring them back. Dante, I'd like you to turn the clock back. Turn the clock. Must mean there's a puzzled look where your face should be. I'll keep that in mind. Miss Faust. Vergilius gives Faust a tired nod and gestures to me. She let out a small sigh, but still came back to my seat, probably out of a sense of obligation.
처음 만났던 날에도 당신이 했던 일을 말하는 거예요, 단테. 그때는
You can also check every id and ego in the game if you check the dispense menu. Alright. The specific levels where we will not make fun of you if you support in an identity meant to be put there. Yeah, I'll have to like figure out what identities I like most for each of them. Same thing you did the first day we met, Dante. Though I suppose that was more of an instinctual reaction. Now, let's try again. Close your eyes. Though I have no eyes closed, blocking out my sight is something I've done. I had no reason not to follow Faust's instruction here. In fact, the door is everywhere. However, only you can see it, for the stars never set in your sky. At that, I felt the thread of light creep into my sight. As if to open my eyes, I embraced the light. What the fuck? Then I saw space. I was alone there. Just a lot of people on the door. And a massive door stood before me. It wasn't a pleasant sight. Suffocating heat and agonizing cries seeped through the gap. Hearing the endless laments and wailing for even a split second makes me feel faint. What's my favorite sinner? It's very hard to pick up. I probably have to give it to Radya just for now because, you know, the clear like parallels with my VTuber character. Welcome back, Showman. However, I'm approaching the door, grasping at its handles as if that's what I was born to do. Despite being seemingly heavy, pulling it open was surprisingly easy. I grope about in the door. Thousands upon thousands of last wails lay within. I'm reaching inside. I grab a few unknown hands. I can feel the histories of different sins bearing their brand crawl up my hand onto my arm. Art thou prepared to share the pain? Could that have been a question, or rather pressure to comply? The gate to hell. I pulled forth the sinners, grasping my hand with all my strength. Ah! Terrible pain spreads through my neck and head. It's so crushingly severe, it makes me wish I were dead. The indescribable sensation of bone and muscle twisting, tangling with each other, goes on for what feels like an eternity. Unsea juice. Yeah. My legs were prepared to endure all this agony. I fell to kneel atop the pool of blood in helplessness. Then I see it. It trembles, and the bloody pool is gradually growing into waves and bubbles rising from the floor. Soon that blood soaking the ground coalesced into 3 masses. Then the agony that seemed to last forever vanished, just like that. As the lumps of blood rose into the air and flew away, my sight was cleared of dreadful redness, returning to my grumbling bus. How does it feel to have your head back after it was severed? Was it exciting? Right as Heathcliff is restored to consciousness, he rubs his neck, mutters vulgar words, and approaches Ryoshu. Hold on, I just brought you back, and you're going straight into another fight. Heathcliff turns around to glare at me. His eyes are those of a man devoured by blind fury.
어차피 살리는 게 대기 할 일 아닌가?
Isn't it your job to bring us back?
할 거 있으면 그
If your job's done, then step aside before I knock your dumb clock off.
잠깐만요.
But please wait. Looks like they're in a lot of pain, so we really should. Oh, for fuck's sake. Before he could finish, Heathcliff's steel bat caved in the side of St. Clair's head. The incoherent gurgles of a dying person violated my ears. Next time, Clockface, you're crushed. Are we clear?
생긴 대로라더니
Are you really as coarse as you look?
한번 죽어서는 만족을 못 하나?
Was dying once not enough for you? Heathcliff tightens his grip on the bat, and Ishmael is ready to swing her weapon as well. Have I seriously become the manager of people who can't be stopped even by death? While I was lost in thought, all tension in the bus suddenly dropped and froze over.
아무래도 제대로 교정해둬야겠어.
Seems that team's in serious need of discipline. The sinners, once on a collision course, stopped dead in their tracks. Cold pair of red eyes cast their glare between the two.
첫 번째 규칙.
Rule number 1.
버스 안에서
Do not let me hear weapons
무기
clashing
부딪히는
inside the
소리가
bus.
들리 순간 이후로
If any of you break
이
this
규칙이
rule, as of
깨어지고
now,
너희는 내게
you're
제발
going to be
죽여달라고
begging for me to let you die.
명하게 된 난 충분히
I'm
그럴
sure
수
you know I'm
있는
capable of
사람이야.
that and more, right? Claire's rolling on the floor was the only sound breaking the silence. Jesus Christ. Heathcliff glowered but couldn't bring himself to argue back.
단테, 미안하게 됐습니다. 시계를 한 번만
The boys be fighting again. Yo, someone that's always interested in me. How do we only just recently get concussion as a status effect? Tremor serves like that. Virgil. Dante, I'm sorry about this. I need you to rewind one more time. I have to do that again. Rather die than have to bear that harrowing pain once more. Bugging my head in dejection. The faint hint of a smile on Virgilus's face vanishes as his expression shifts.
내가 아직 사과와 부탁을 하고 있을 때
You'd better
모이는
open
게
up while I'm
좋을
still feeling
텐데.
generous enough to ask and offer
Dante.
apologies, Manager Dante.
단지 아픔이 두려운 거라면
Oh, and in case you're refusing simply because you don't want more pain, I will gladly help you with that.
그 정도의 고통에는
This degree of pain will feel, like nothing by the time I'm done. Surely you'll be a tougher person afterward, right?
내가 잘못 들은 건가? 관리자님.
Did I hear correctly?
분명 거부 의사를
Pretty sure our
내비쳐준
manager
것
clearly
같은데.
declined your request.
당신
You.
기어드는
This is not the
박자가
time to step
잘못-
in.
입사할 때
I was informed when I joined the company that the executive manager will be my superior, not you.
관리자께서 고개를
I would say that the manager has
의견이
made
충분히
himself
전달되었다고.
clear with a shake of the head.
그래.
I see.
보호자관
So their aide was
나서시겠단
decided to step
말인가.
in. Has decided to step in. Is that it?
그렇다면 보호자관께도
It's my turn to make clear what I mean. The red hue of his eyes grew deeper, much to my dread. I don't really know what I'm meant to do as the manager, or if I even deserve to take this role. But I felt that I should at least stop things here, so we don't get into an even bigger mess. Reviving one should hurt less than reviving 12 at once. Otis. I'll rewind the clock, it's okay. Virgilius noticed me motioning her to stand down, and withdrew the red glow from his glare, as if in mutual understanding. Sinclair's molar, if you don't swim fast, I get a concussion. Like molar office.
잘 생각하셨군.
Good thinking.
관리자께서 그러시겠다니.
As you wish, manager. Otis seemed to want to add her input, but she promptly backed down and straightened herself out. The red door greeted me again, along with a twisting sensation. I've given up trying to describe the throes I go through. Words cannot express it in full, anyway.
고맙습니다.
Thank you very much. Sinclair stood up with a pained moan and bowed to me before waddling back to his seat. You better thank me. Rewards earned! 40 roses. Okay,
하루가 저물어가는 동안 나는 그저 서 있을 뿐이었어.
PC settings. Graphics full screen. 2560 by 1440. Touch quality high, runner scaling high. There we go. Might turn the sound a little bit more. Might turn the sound effects a bit more, because those seem like very loud. Compensation. Ooh. More roses. Announcements. Target extraction, W Corp.
그대 드디어 목적지를 찾은 것이오.
Okay. Just clear out that, and then Season 6 Limbus Path. Lunacy, okay. So extract. I can extract one. Murder on the Warp Express. Something for Faust. Oh, is that like a little, like, skill dice thing? Last banner. What do you mean by that? Like this? W Corp Heathcliff? Bottom banner. Blade lineage. W Corp. The ring. The ring? As in the finger? Oh, are these the banners? Is that what you're talking about? So this one, you mean? Welcome to orientation for the new manager. Oh yeah, okay. Remaining instructions, so I should do 10 of these. Yummy. Oh, that's cool.
세 번은 곱씹어보고 내게 말붙이길 권장하지. 혓바닥을 잡아뜯는 건 오늘은 그만하고 싶고.
The Thumb East Capo. Mirror Salt. So I was gonna say, it looks like Thumb. What, is that a good pull? I got Thumb Mirror Salt.
안녕하세요. 제 흥을 돋구게 될
Salutations,
곳이
I was told that
여기라고
this is where I'll stir with
들었어요.
entertainment. A Sinclair. Los Jefe Season 1 Sinclair. He's one of the best in the game by himself. Damn, okay. I mean, Thumb Soldado look, that goes hard. So I suppose we'll extract 10 more. Hey, I'll take a good beginner pull.
끝내 가을 버텨낸
If I went through the fall.
어찌된 일인지 홍어는 변한 게 하나도 없네요. 길은 예전 같지 않으려나?
Shall do a donation. Brian Tan. Hello, hello. Season 6. Family Hierarch Candidate. This is Ishmael. Potential woman?
새로운 업무는 좌측에.
Workshop fixer. You can place new assignments on the lift. You called me?
신속하게 처리해드리도록 하죠.
W Corp. W Corp cleanup agent for Faust. Your problems will be dealt with post haste. Yo, holy fuck, man. Brian Tan with the $100 super chat. Bro, thank you so much. That is actually a fucking insane amount of money for me right now. Bro, can we get an actual claps in the chat for Brian? Honest to God, holy shit. Insane, bro. Appreciate it a lot. Thanks a lot. Sam, ready for new manager's arrival. It's only the beginning of a long $100 journey ahead. Clapping with your cheeks right now? Hey, clapping counts. I might have to spend some of that on gotcha rolls just for you. Biggest consumer is also clapping the ass cheeks. Don't alert the guards now. Okay, so that's standard extraction. I suppose, like, is there any reason not to spend all of my stuff? Like, is there any reason to hold on to some lunacy or what? Or should I just, you know, just spin it all? Adds a limited time banner to the game. Well, I'd imagine we're gonna get it. I'd imagine we'll get a bunch of these anyway. This will be our last spin. Defeated kingdom has no place for a prince.
이제는 직접 왕이 되어 나라를 이끌어야만 하겠지.
Season 6, the Prince of La Mancha Land. Which is exclusive created from Lobotomy Library. It's like a week or two from now. Stop getting so lucky. Am I rolling very good?
실례하겠습니다. 상가에서 준비한 애프터눈 티입니다. 편안한 시간 되시길.
Excuse me. Here's a cup of afternoon tea, courtesy of this house. Please enjoy your time. 2-star Faust.
피가 추적추적 내리는데.
I'm getting a lot for Mersault, so we're probably gonna be using him a lot. I was not expecting any guests of such a drizzling day. What are you, a hound dressed in alcohol? Dead rabbits, boss. Damn, okay. Well, I guess I had some good luck. Beginners and streamers luck combined. Yeah, it definitely seems like it. I suppose we continue then in Canto 1. Yeah, see, like I get roses as we go. Yo, way too many Heathcliff IDs? I could definitely see that. But it seems like I got two good ones for, God, what the hell's his name? Mersalt, there you go. I love Dead Rabbits, boss's bench, passive, but one of the worst. Dono sent the stream the good vibes? Absolutely. It's all thanks to the Dono, absolutely. The fat Dono absolutely brought in like the luck of the universe. New season, very nice. So we'll do this. Exit clear within 10 turns. Level 1 difficulty. I get 4, I get some stuff. Oh, there's an energy mechanic. Creating your team. You configure various teams from your 12 Limbus company sinners and their identities. Oh god, how many pages? In Sinner's window, selecting a Sinner's identity portrait will show a list of their identities and ego. Change your team from here. Select the all identities or all ego button to the right to view the full list of identities and ego for all Sinners, making it easier to design your team loadout. In normal team loadout menus, clicking anywhere on each identity portrait loads into the edit team menu. However, in battle encounter team menus, the identities portrait will be divided into the following two areas. Selecting the upper part of the portrait, it's to the edit team menu, where you can view and swap out the identities and ego of the selected sinner. Okay. Selecting the lower part of the portrait deploys the sinner, which means the sinner will be taking part in battle. This area on the bottom right shows the total number of deployable identities for this battle. There's one more thumb identity. Spend the dono to gamble more. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do some spins at some point. Limbus is way more popular than Ruina? Oh yeah, absolutely. Even I know Limbus is the most popular of the games. He's gonna have a thumb capo beating against Backstreet Rats. Yeah, when you put it that way, it really puts into perspective just how busted Mersault's gonna be immediately. Yes, okay. You'll not be able to edit your team in certain battle encounters, however. In those cases, selecting anywhere in a labyrinth portrait will deploy them to battle. So there are certain battles where specific ones have to fight. Kind of like a floor realization where you have to use the floor. Select and hold an identity portrait to view the selected identity's detailed information. View more information about selected identity and a ego gifts. Does it say ego gifts? Oh no, just equip to ego. Oh. Select the magnifier icon at the bottom of each announcer to view their voice lines for each situation. Select from a list of keywords, choose your own team loadout. You can create up 20 teams. Okay, so there's like presets. Select detailed info button to view the following information: all identities, skill attack types, sin affinities, and ego. Okay. On the right side panel, you can access the general overview of the types and amounts of ego resources your current team can gain in battle. Oh god, this is information overload. Oh no. Select the right panel to view the identities and gain. Select the ego resources and ego that use them. Case. Team copies, team delete. Have registered here. Copy code. In normal battles, you cannot deploy more sinners than the Limit indicated at the bottom right corner. However, in chain battles, you can deploy backup units in addition to participating units. When a unit is defeated mid-battle, a backup unit will substitute in to fill their place. In chain battles, the battle will not end in defeat unless all units selected from the battle encounter, both participating units and backup units, are defeated. Biggest consumer, appreciate the follow on Twitch. Appreciate it, my man. You gave Don a gun. It works and abusing the shit out of it. Yeah. I think Capo's better than Prince purely because Capo is just so overpowered. I think she even knows how to use it. That's why it's frightening. Shimmer, my friend. The tutorial is better than what it was. That's terrifying. It's a nerf gun. Or information underflow. Also, they just like did not say a lot originally. Oh yeah, I'm sure like, and obviously I learned Lob, I learned Runa. I'm sure I'll get to this. I just need more time to digest things, right? To seeing units killed, units will be submitted into the field in order of their deployment. When the backup units substitute into battle, they enter with bonus SP based on the starting SP values. Whew. Designed by the deployment order. Certain chain battles may give additional buffs for backup units. Please experiment with deployment orders and strategize prior to entering chain battles to gain an edge. In chain battles, SP loss due to allied death listed in the base factors increasing sanity will not activate. If an ally is defeated mid-encounter, ignore the voice crack, a backup unit with the earliest deployment order will replace them. This is called substitution or substitute. When a deployed unit is defeated, its support passive will activate instead of its combat passive. When a backup unit substitutes in, its combat passive will activate instead of its support passive. In chain battles, the indicator can show the number of waves, shows total number of enemies and the number of defeated enemies instead. However, this indicator does not take into account the extra enemies that are summoned due to certain conditions. Okay. Well, they're forcing me to use these guys. Pardon me, I have a question. Done quick, so suddenly raised her hand. Shoot. Really? I understood the first rule well. What is the second rule then? Really? Why are you so eager to learn that? Vergilius gave a cold stare to Ryoshu, who had just lit her cigarette. She looked back at him with a peculiar face. I don't know, sometimes I get caught up on that word. Rule number 2. Don't litter the bus floor with cigarettes. That leaves burn marks. They leave burn marks. The bus falls silent again. No, wait a second. The bus shouldn't be this quiet. Where's the engine's roar? Sharon, why aren't you speeding up? No food. Mephi is hungry. Good. Could use something to lift the mood. I would drop in by a gas station. The idea of Vergilius casually plugging a fuel nozzle into the bus like an average driver felt alien. I promise you this bus does not run on gasoline. A car needs fuel to run. Sharon, try flashing the headlights a bit, like stage lights. It's dense, timey. Wait, if we do that, we're effectively asking to be attacked. That appears to be the intent. Sorry? I could hear someone slam the bus outside. District 4. What is that? Number nuts hooligan? So just a random thug. Oi, leave all your stuff behind and get off. You got 30 seconds. 10, 9. Okay, he's not the smartest either. Sharp hooligan. Hey, you skipped 20 of them. Well, you say your praise for the other 20. Why am I surrounded by dullards left and right? What'd you just say? How cowardly of them to ambush us. They must be villains without a shadow of a doubt.
자, 다들
Alright,
기다려.
everyone off.
그리고 말이야. 최대한 죽지 않을 만큼만 해줘. 알지?
Or a C. Does he know? He does not. Are you talking about me? I think it's just Numbnut Tool again. But it was a translation error, I see. One more thing. Want them near death, not dead. Got it? Skills are placed at the bottom of a sinner's column. Chaining multiple skills with the same affinity color in the same turn will activate what is known as resonance. Connect these skills with the same affinities to activate resonance. Share 2 or more skills with the same affinity at the same turn will activate so does resonance. So this is what you guys are saying. If I connect multiple of the same color.
행동을 개시합니다.
재밌는 순간이에요.
좋은 전략입니다.
Share 3 or more adjacent skills with the same affinity activates absolute resonance. Try activating absolute resonance with these skills. Absolute resonance. Absolute resonance, okay. Resonance effects. Activating resonance slightly enhances affected skills based on the number of skills linked in the resonance chain. Skills closer to the right end of the dashboard receive greater boosts. Okay, so closer to the end. Activating absolute resonance guarantees that every skill in the resonance chain receives the boost. Okay.
행동을 개시합니다.
좋은
2 of them are staggered.
지금이 기회입니다.
좋은
That's
전략입니다.
unfortunate.
늘 새롭다니까요.
Wave 2. Each unit has a unique passive. Select Faust to view her passive.
무슨 일인가요, 관리자님?
Select Center Skills tab. Click the passive button here to view its activation conditions and effects. Faust passive is a resonance passive. The conditions for these passives can be met by activating resonance. That was explained earlier. So you get double value out of pride resonance. Plus 10 damage to units with the negative status effects. By activating resonance for the necessary affinity. Faust passive require 2 or more pride, indigo, resonance.
행동을 개시합니다.
늘 새롭다니까요.
좋은 전략입니다.
Damn. Oh! Dodge. Oh, you're staggered. That's unfortunate. I love turns when I have full resonance of a sin affinity. Oh, yeah, I'd imagine. Oh, I could do it right now. With blue. Resonance so peak. Tutorials, yeah, you take a little while to get through. Guard of my beloved. For passive to activate. You need 2 resonance of pride to activate the passive. Yeah. You get pride resonance with a value of 2, aka chain 2. Okay. Different types of passive. These icons on the top left corner of the screen also show the list of available passives. Results icon highlighted here. I list a favor for the game 1 protection at the start of the combat phase. Okay. Is an own passive. Automatically each turn, provided you have enough ego resources to meet the requirement. So, well, it won't activate anyway because it doesn't have a thing. Because you own 2 sloth, yellow resources. Use a skill to gain an use a skill to gain an ego resource corresponding to that skill's affinity. View over here. Oh, so you gain resources as well, and you can spend them. Like each of the sins are actually a resource you gain from matching them as well. Okay, so that's another layer to the combat. I'd imagine there's like well, aside from passives, I'm sure there's other things that require certain costs of sin. His own passive is already activated. Currently active passives will be highlighted. Support passives. Sinners that have been sufficiently upgraded can assist the deployed sinners through their support passives. Support passives, like regular passives, have resonance and own conditions. Okay. So, like, for example here, blue, 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 blue.
명령대로 하겠습니다. 하! 하! 좋은 전략입니다.
Which you'll learn about soon. Seems like, is ego gonna be as busted as it is in, you know, every game?
제 실력이 합쳐진 결과였습니다.
Most valued employee, damage contributed, 57%. That was 97% your brilliant leadership and 1% my competence. Okay, I'm starting to really see what you guys are saying, and that she is the glazer. The bus deck. Save money till the end of the fight. Yeah, okay. For support in this game, although some egos do deal really good damage under certain conditions. Depends on which one. Gotcha, gotcha. Enter. Currently deployed. They won't let me change who I'm using. I want to equip some of my egos. Or my IDs, I should say. What a guttural noise. The side of the bus lurches and splits open. A number of human shapes litter the ground before its maw. Some were still conscious, while others weren't exactly in one piece. Then the bus began devouring those served to it in the most literal sense. Gluttonously, voraciously. Oh, you are freaky. What's your number, by the way? Ryoshu watched it with a satisfied expression, seemingly determined to savor every moment. Well, in the corner of my eye, Sinclair was clearly distressed. They all look like they're out of their minds. Don't you think so too? His reaction got me curious to know their stories. Just to make sure, none of you were forced to join, right? Though what I was involved in before my head's change is a mystery, I myself was practically forced to join the company, judging for what I know at the moment. Ryoshu being Ryoshu. Thumb Capo Boris. Hey bro, can you let me know what you would have distorted into? Because that's still a mystery I want to know. Spraying the rats from a capo. Yeah, for real. Faust is like, okay. That might be a bit too much. We're already whooping their ass hard enough. They'll let you change when you finish tutorial stuff. Yeah, we pretty much just gotta keep the tutorial. And maybe they aren't so different from me. Or so I thought. When... Sinclair's hair drooped in response, like I struck a nerve. That's right. It was my choice. I'll get used to all this, right? He muttered as if he were talking to someone other than me. This character, 'tis what I would have done even if the company recruited me not. Look, yon horde of evil approaches. This fucking character guy. This guy. Hydraulic press, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the bus grinds up people and uses them. It seems like we just put Singing Machine in as its gas tank. That's what it feels like. In addition to attack skills, unit also has defense skills. Lightly tap a center's portrait to the bottom of the dashboard to swap their bottom skill with a defense skill. First, try selecting center Mersault portrait to generate a guard skill. Defense skills guard. Use the guard skill to gain shield equal to its power. Damage will be absorbed by the shield first before affecting the unit's HP. Now select Faust portrait to generate an evade skill. Defensive skills evade. When using an evade skill, if its final power is greater than or equal to the enemy's skill level, the unit will completely ignore the enemy's attack, taking no damage from it. Evade skills flip their coin once for every enemy coin flip. Warning, if an evade type defense skill's final power is lower than the enemy attack, it will fail. The enemy attack will strike with full force. Yeah, so same as it is in Maruna. Finally, select Sinner's Heat Clef Portrait to generate a counter skill. Defense skills counter. Skills allow the enemy to strike first, then perform an unopposed attack against the attacker. Wait. Allow the enemy to strike first, an unopposed attack against the attacker. Not activate. That sounds like it works a bit different. Unless the defense skill says power or says it's in evade, I don't use them. Lightly tap the Sinner's Portrait again to cancel the generated dice skill. Let's demonstrate the effects of each defensive skill in this battle.
행동을 개시합니다.
So they have like special dice they can add. And there's the counter. When used under the right circumstances, defense skills can be even more effective than clashing or attacking enemies. However, poorly timed use of these skills can put the Sinners at great risk. Also, please note that Sinners will not select their defensive skill unless you personally issue a direct command. Keep this in mind when using the auto-skill chaining functions. Okay, so like win rate doesn't even use this. Fatal the slash. Yeah, you guys still just fatal slash. Blunt.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
Oh. Nice. Turn 3. Man, it's all blunt.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
Boom. No more coins. You're out of pennies, boy. Paralyzed. Oh yeah. See, Heathcliff, that's how you do it. Dominating. Bop, 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 bop.
행동을 개시합니다.
Absolute resonance.
당연한 결과죠.
Hello, 050. Hold on. Let me read. I missed some of your guys' chats. Bashurettes, when they see Capo Mersault pull up with the 5 unbreakable coin skill. Oh god. Is that actually what it's called? That sounds terrifying. If we put Singing Machine in as its gas tank, then it would have made a beautiful harmonic noises for more people to want to jump in. Honestly, that'd be a good idea. We should get Singing Machine on that. The one useful mechanic that piece of shit would have. Evade skills, my beloved. You love evade? Nice. Hi, yes. First time? Yes, my first time playing Limbus. I have played Lobotomy Corporation. I've gotten the true ending of Lobotomy Corporation many times. And I am currently playing through Runa, and I am like at the Pluto fight for the Reverb Ensemble, currently in Runa. So very close to the end of Runa. But I decided I want to hop on and take a break from Runa to start Limbus, because my chat told me that I can get a good 20 to 30 hours in Limbus before I really get some Runa spoilers. So I wanted to start it out. Should Tournament Money or Great and Glorious Manager can further deepen their gambling addiction for legal reasons as a joke? Jesus Christ. Trust me, Matt. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I've gotten donations before, but No, I've had some. Well, I will say that's absolutely the most I've ever gotten in a donation. $100, yeah, that's the most I've ever gotten in one donation, and it's pretty damn close to like everything else I've ever gotten from like streaming combined. Like, trust me, man, $100, that's a big deal for me right now. Like, again, absolute peak, brother. Appreciate it. Unless the defense skills say power or says it's an evade, I don't use it. Counter sucks. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's that good, because it seems like you. From what it looked like, you have to let them hit you, and then you hit them back. It's not like it deflects against one-sided attacks, like it does in Runa. Hero with Capo. Mersault, yeah. Has place in Limbus. Sometimes power guards counters just don't roll high enough. You'd be able to tank a portion of damage? Yeah, I'd imagine. That's why in, like, Ruina, I love block dice, because a lot of times block dice is like, you don't have to beat the roll, you just need to reduce the incoming damage as much as you can. Also, Prince Salt. Forgot the other one. He's going to demolish a lot of this. Yeah. Queen of Hatred, Don Quixote ID, and Ego. We'll have to try and get that then. Oh my god, yeah, that's so fitting for Don Quixote. Jesus. Have to experiment which status effects you want to run for your first team comp. Able counter and block. Okay. So I'll find some better ones, I imagine. Anyway, Enkefalin. Heathcliff did the most damage. Very good. I have 109 Enkefalin. We'll enter. Oh! Okay. Who do I want to throw in? Well, obviously you. With, oh my god. What is the max for, like, stars? Ego. Chains of Others. Three's okay, so these are max rarity then. Wow, okay. Selected?
네, 출발하죠.
Did I get one for you? No. Got one for you, didn't I? Yes.
흔들어 보죠.
Don Quixote? Makes a new rarity. Yeah. But for now, Ego are more rare. Makes sense. I'll probably just say Don Quixote. Actually, how's it spelled? Can I see how your name is spelled? I Quixote. Quixote? So it's just Quixote, just like... Or Quixote. Or Quixote. Don Quixote. Don Quixote? Quixote, yeah. What was it? Quixote. Don Quixote. Don Quixote. I think that's all the ones I really got things for. So, who else should I throw on? Oh no, I got you one too. Oh, that's another 3-star. Damn.
보는 눈은 있네요.
I suppose we can throw on Heathcliff as well. Why not?
파우스트, 전투 시작합니다.
Don Quixote.
배부르게 밥을 먹은 지가 언제더라. 기계 덩어리 팔자가 더 낫네.
And you're Radia, right? Yes. Gee, when was the last time I had a feast? And a big blocky machine eats better than we do.
제공되는 식사는 모두 상량이에요.
Do mind that all meals are provided with appropriately determined quantities.
그 정도 먹어서는
It's
기운이
not
안
nearly
난단
enough to get me
말이야.
going. Oh. Thought I heard Heathcliff shout. Think I'm doing this on a full stomach in the distance. But Radia seemed to pretend she heard nothing. Quixote, just for a little bit. The other Mersault you got gives more currency for the current event going on, so you might want to use him for now. Okay, makes sense. I'll probably do that then. Get some of that event currency. Yummy. Does this bus run on stuff like blood or protein?
엔케팔린이에요.
It's enkephalin,
로보토미
an energy source
코퍼레이션에서
Lobotomy
수출했던
Corporation
에너지죠.
treated.
이전 엘사 말이군요.
You mean the previous Elcor? I heard it produced energy using its singularity, though all that remains of the company now is rubble. Well, the singularity didn't really make the energy. The singularity made the abnormalities that made the energy.
맞아요. 그래서 지금
That's right, which is why it's become a rarity these days.
하지만 메피스토펠레스는 신체에서 엔케팔린을 강제로 추출할
However,
수 있죠.
Mephi is capable of forcibly extracting enkephalin from the body. The body? I pose a question, watching Otis give orders to other sinners, and glancing to the maw of the bus in turn.
네. 엔케팔린은
Correct. Enkephalin
뇌와
can only be extracted from the brain and the
특히나
spinal
생명
nerves.
활동이 있을수록
Can be taken
효율이
from
좋죠.
live subjects for greater efficiency. Cabo's a good generalist. Cabo's cooler though, and his dual status effects. Event currency though. Yummy event currency. That's why Vergilius told the sinners not to kill the assailants. Okay, and
그럼 해당
if
부위만
why the
먹여도
rest of their
되는 거
body
아니야?
is what you're thinking,
라기엔
then it's a point as their blood and
피와
flesh can also be
난로를 쓸수
processed into
있어요.
fuel.
엔케팔린이
While
시동과
enkephalin
추동을
is used to
위해서
generate
필요하다면
ignition and thrust.
나머지
The remaining
생체
organic matter is
순환할
spent on
때
maintaining
사용돼서
speed and thus reducing enkephalin usage.
하이브리드요.
How does somebody have a 5000 XP muffin? Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure, yeah, Brian got like a shit ton of EXP for that dono. A hybrid. Faust went on to explain how most of the vehicle's fuel is taken from the branch facilities, and that it won't be sufficient source on its own. But most of it went in one ear and out the other. Well, that's complicated. I got that it's tough work, at least.
뭘요?
Don't mention it.
Faust,
Faust knows no
고생하세요.
struggle.
고생은 우리가 하고 있지.
If anyone's doing the heavy lifting,
관리자 양반.
it'd be us. Hey, Manager Bud. More incoming. Just more rats. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Adjusting density of information on screen during combat. Top of in the battle screen, there's a button that adjusts the amount of information displayed. Minimum. Okay, yeah. Just. We're starting the game. Okay. Yeah, it's just the amount of information I want to see on screen. I'll probably just have it on max at all times. Oh yeah. Now we're drippy. Defense. Okay, see, it's all like thingies. You guys are still weak to slash, yeah? Okay.
신속히 처리하자.
이것밖에 못 저렇게 서 있으니
Oh my god. Oh, we killed them all in one wave.
간다.
이것밖에 못 그렇게 서 있으니
Oh.
이것밖에 못
Oh.
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
나를 들뜨게
I see.
만드는 일은 많지 않지만 이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에
Well, Tops watches Tono. You ain't wrong.
잘 놀다 간다. 회수하지 않은
A lot of loot for us in the event.
팁이다.
Poor. Hey man, I'm poor too. I know the struggle. Capo, Mersault isn't like the other capos that uses a sick ass gun blade. Yeah, I mean, he just, yeah. 60% of the damage. Have an enhanced skill tree? Skill 3? Or did you mean to say tree? Start going into the mines. Oh no. The mines. As a child, I yearned for the mines. Rats are rats, yeah. I mean, like I said, we have a version of Mersault that was a thumb soldado. Like, a rat and a thumb soldado, that is two completely different worlds. Star of the City level threat versus Backstreet Rat. Who wins? I have no idea. Who? I wonder. It's guaranteed to hit and hits 3 enemies. Ooh. Does have an S3-2. An up-tie 1. So only has 2 skills. Also have his guards technically 3. Oh, well, yeah. You guys are 4. Yeah, I don't have enough really for you. Oh, I can get that, though. Boom! Yuri. Okay, this will have to be most likely the last one we do for tonight. I do have to get some studying in.
파우스트, 전투
But
시작.
this is a good chunk we got in.
어이,
I'll get my original thoughts in a bit.
적당히 끝내라.
Vergilius? Hey,
손님이
it's enough of that.
방문할 거야.
We're expecting a guess any time now. Vergilius said, poking his head out the window. Have a guard. We don't count it as a skill. Gotcha. I guessed. Who?
처음으로 가는
I've
던전이니까
determined that we'll need a guide, as this is our first trip to the dungeon.
저 혹시
A dungeon?
릴리버스 컴퍼니에서 오신 분들 맞나요?
Grade 8 fixer, okay. Excuse me, are you the people from Limbus Company? Someone approaches us slowly.
맞나 보네요.
Looks like it. The bus had just finished its meal, crunching on the last remaining bone chips. Jesus. When you're describing it with words like that and you have that sound effect playing, my mind does not go to flowery thoughts. It's an id to id basis. Gotcha. Yuri watched it indifferently before introducing herself.
예전 엘사에서 근무했던
I'm Yuri, a
유리예요.
former employee
잘
of the
부탁합니다.
previous L Corp. I look forward to working with you. Really? Honestly, now you say it, like, the outfit you're wearing kind of is nah, not really, because Geb's is a lot more red than that. It has some, like, lobotomy corporation, like, aesthetic to it, though. So, you were, like, an agent or a clerk, something. Probably an agent, because the clerks are useless. That has now become a fixer, which it's a cool thought. By L Corp, do you mean
로보토미
has to be Lobotomy Corporation?
네,
That's right. We will explore the former branch facilities of Lobotomy Corporation,
그 의사의 옛
also
직업을
called the
위하는
old L Corp. Why? Are you out of your mind? You know what is still down there. I know what is still down there. I ran one of those facilities many times. I know what is down there. Level 1 nugget, yeah. The sweeper win. The sweepers always win. More corpses for the sweepers. For the former branch facility, yeah.
저라면 불러도
If I were
좋지
you,
않았을
I
것
wouldn't have
같은데.
taken part in this.
추락한 날개라니.
Being a fallen wing and everything, I doubt your
끝이 좋지
employment
않았을
ended on
텐데요.
pleasant terms.
무슨 소리야?
What are you
날
on about?
데리고 돈만 함께라면
Any point in your life can be
어디나 유쾌한
can be
기억이
pleasant as long
된다고.
as you've money to spend. For those places are still teeming with monsters to this day. They would be. If you knew what those facilities were for, you would not be surprised to hear that there is quote-unquote monsters down there.
괴물이 아니라 환상체요.
Not monsters, abnormalities. The rumors are true.
하지만 더 중요한 것도
Either way,
있죠.
the rumors are true either way. There are more important matters.
기부 가장 깊숙한 곳에
In the deepest reaches of these branches are neoplastic plant-like growths holding the essence of L Corp's technology. Also, it's interesting, Faust, that you seem to know that they're called abnormalities. Again, I have thoughts about you. I will keep building my own theories. Dante, if you remember, I believe I offered to let you finish engraving your aspect a few days ago. With the essence, those golden bows in our hands, it'll be easy as pie. The word aspect still makes my head ache. We're going to a civil branch of L Corp. Shouldn't be that hard. Yeah, well, we'll see who we're fighting. We'll see. It's actually K. K Core facility. Maybe the claw's still running around there. Fuck. Faust knows all, though. Is that, were you talking about the search engine shit? What was I trying to do?
억지로 떠올리려고 할 필요는
There's no need to
없어.
rouse your brain trying to remember what you can't.
때가 되면
It'll all come back in due
전부
time.
알게 돼.
I return to slow nod to Faust's placid advice. Alright, for now, I should focus on what I currently know and see. And if it's a lobotomy, corpus scouring, you might find some in Kefalin too.
그러면
Yo, appreciate 050 for the follow. Over on the Twitch side. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to the Rose Knights. Oh, does that mean we won't have to feed people in our vehicle?
거기다가
We could also grab some ego if we're lucky. So that's 3 rats with 1 stone. Ego. It's another unknown term that makes my head tilt. Speak for yourself, Dante. I know what ego is. But in any case, it seemed rather rude to keep talking to each other when we had a guest on board. And someone else seemed to agree.
유리 씨는 무슨 일 남의 지냈나?
So, Miss Yuri, what have you been up to since the layoff? Gregor gave his best shot at making some conversation with a well-meaning smile to put the newest passenger at ease. Faust's a genius with knowledge of everything made. Yisang is talented to make new stuff. Gotcha. I must resist. Must resist what? His brow seemed to twitch due to lack of practice, but it's no big deal. It appears to me that art thou honorable fixer. It is said that all fixers eschew the noble scent of heroes. Yeah, Don. I'll probably just... Yeah, Don. I will say something. Is Quixote, right? Don Quixote. I'll probably just say Don for short. Don. Not all fixers are sunshine and rainbows. I'll just say that. Obviously, syndicates are generally worse, but you know. As Yuri was nodding lightly, I heard Ishmael let out a deep sigh. I don't know who gave you that idea, but fixers are anything but noble or heroic. The only scent you'll smell is the miserable stink of wage slaves.
금세 다른 밥벌이 찾는 게 쉽지
Couldn't have been
않아.
easy to find another job so soon. Good that you're holding up.
아직은 계약직이에요.
For now, I'm just a contract worker.
아하. 굳이
Ah,
다시
that explains why you decided to
이곳으로
crawl on back there.
예전 직장으로
Did you
돌아가서
did they promise to promote you to team leader or something if you struck gold in your former workplace?
실적을
My
세우면
contracts might get extended if I return with results.
그렇지.
Right, a good result
실적한의 목숨을
is something to
걸어야지.
risk your life for if you want to earn a permanent spot. Jesus.
그거 참 부질없는 목숨이네요.
Ha. And what a futile life that is.
아까부터 왜 이렇게 비꼬는 거야?
I gotta let the dog out.
마음에 안 들어.
Don can be our little anime protagonist. Little gremlin anime protagonist. That is our Don. Hey, what's with the sarcasm? Something a problem?
글쎄요.
I don't know.
처음부터
I have a problem
끝까지
with every single thing I'm hearing right now.
마음이
Seemingly unaffected by the abrasive attitude, Yuri quietly took an empty seat. Looking back and forth between the two, Gregor returned to his seat as well, scratching his head. I can't seem to get used to being around these people.
빨리 배어드는 편이
It would be
편할
beneficial for you to
건데.
adapt to them sooner or later, Dante. Did you just understand what I said?
그럼
Sharon,
출발하지.
time to go.
손님께서
Our
자리에
guest has
앉았다.
taken her seat. You didn't need a translation then. Am I looking too much into it? It seemed like you understood what I said. Mephi's tum revived. Sharon's raring to drive. More rats! Virgil makes lucky guesses. Okay.
신속히 처리하자.
Let's just get straight in there.
그렇게 서 있으니
아하.
목이 떨어질 수밖에.
Oh god. Oh yeah, I gotta throw on the one for the event currency.
먼저 간다.
시도는 좋았어요.
Oh! Wave 2. Slash, slash. Blunt, blunt, blunt.
먼저 간다.
이것밖에 못.
Oh my god.
목이 떨어질 수.
Jesus Christ.
받아볼 테니까.
Boom.
그렇게 서 있으니
Okay.
목이 떨어질 수밖에.
This is fair. When confronting abnormalities and focusing. Okay. Okay, that proves that then.
많지 않지만 이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에 들어맞았군.
잘
잘 놀다 간다. 회수하지 않은 탄피는 팁이다.
All the blocks are free roam from event.
하루가 저물어간
What's that? Celebratory banner. Clear any 2 mission stages. Battle Pass XP. Mission to Vroom Vroom.
하루가 저물어가는 동안 나는 그저 서 있을 뿐이었어.
One thing I'll say was maybe. Yeah, so we're still just in District 4 currently. Limbus Company. Introverted little brother of the middle. The event is the Warp Express. Murder on the Warp Express? Oh, whoa. Is that an id? Boxes. Okay, so I could buy stuff with these. I'm warping it. Okay. Elena wannabe. That's literally just Blood Red Knight on Mersault. The distortion. Anyways, lads, I think I am going to wrap up there for tonight. We've been going for 3.5 hours. I do have a midterm exam tomorrow, so I do want to get some last bit of studying in. So I would normally go, if I didn't have a midterm tomorrow, I'd go longer, but I got to get as much studying in as I possibly can. It's a very fat exam. It's worth 30% of the whole grade, so I just want to study as much as I can. But I will see you guys on Thursday, which will be the next one. We might just do more Limbus, or we might do a little bit of Limbus, and then try and go back to Ruina and maybe do Pluto's fight. So either all Limbus or a mix of Limbus and Ruina on Thursday. But yeah, thanks so much, guys, for stopping by. A lot of new people dropped in from Limbus, and I'm glad to meet all you new guys. Also, Meat Muncher, appreciate the follow. But yeah, I will be back on Thursday to continue. For those who are new, my streaming schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That is the days I do. And thanks, everybody, for coming on. Best Studies Manager, and thank you, Brian, for the 100 once again. Absolute peak, brother. Absolute peak. I very much appreciate it. And everybody else for stopping by. Have a good night, lads, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for those that drop by. See you later.